To many, Viera are an elusive and mysterious people, rarely seen outside of their lands in southern Othard. They eschew communication with the outside world, and are fiercely protective of the jungles they call home, fighting off intruders with a savagery oft unexpected by those who encounter them. So committed are they to the protection of their home that by the Green Word, a code that all Viera and the Golmore jungle live by, that any of their people who venture into the outside world are banished. Despite this, many Viera succumb to the temptation of the outside world, accepting that they shall never return to their home, and set off to quench their curiosity on any number of things. Ruja Lorelei is one such Viera, fascinated by tales of the outside world from a young age, tales she learned from the various tomes and grimoires dropped by hapless scholars attempting to plumb the depths of the Golmore jungle. To Ruja, the Green Word represented so much more than simply protecting the forest they lived in. It was about protecting all aspects of nature, no matter the form they came in. The tomes, too, were to be protected, as their pages, covers, and even bindings were fashioned from nature itself. To her, they were the perfect culmination of nature's thanks for her people's tireless protection. Though not all convinced or understanding of Ruja's eccentricities, the other Viera of her village were more than happy to dump any and all strange tomes they found into her lap, allowing her to gleefully spend all her days cooped up in her home, surrounded on all sides by mountains of pages and covers, enough to barely allow any light to sneak in through the windows. Ruja would often have to be dragged out of her hut babbling like a newborn child in order to be reminded to eat. Despite these occasional bumps, Ruja was happy to live out her life memorizing book after book, day after day. It was all the stranger then when the studious Viera found a book in her collection she had never seen before. None of her neighbors recalled recently delivering the book, but most simply suggested that it had been hidden among her collection for a while, and Ruja had simply not seen it. But she knew her collection better than anyone, and Ruja was positive that she had never come across such a tome. Brimming with equal parts curiosity and apprehension, Ruja returned to her home and pulled back the cover of the strange tome, and found nothing at all. Every page in the book was completely blank, clean as the day the book was made. Perplexed, Ruja traced her fingers along the edges of the page, and nearly jumped out of her skin as a spark of arcane energy flowed from her body and into the book. At once, a flowing script erupted throughout its pages, rapidly filling the previously blank book with unseen words. As Ruja began to pore over the tome once more, she felt her heart beat faster as it became apparent that the story was about her. It detailed her entire life, every detail perfectly recorded as if the author had been observing her unseen from the moment of her birth. And yet, when she finally reached the present as recorded in the tome, to her surprise, the story continued, detailing things yet to come, describing a journey across the seas to the lands of Eorzea. At this moment, Ruja slammed the tome shut, unwilling to peer too far into her own future. And yet, the seed of curiosity had been planted, as she began to ponder why she would risk alienation and banishment from her home in order to venture to a foreign land. She was terrified, but she had to know. Knowledge exists to be learned, and Ruja Lorelei would know all the world had to offer. So, in the cover of darkness, when most of her tribe was fast asleep, she packed up what meager non-book possessions she had, and set out to charter a boat across the ocean, embarking on an adventure of limitless possibilities. Hi everybody! Welcome to another stream of A Realm Reread. I figured I'd have a little fun between the stream sessions and write up a little bit of a backstory for our girl here. took a couple of days of writing just because I only have like an hour and a half whenever I wake up in order to actually do these things. But, it's happening. Today, I've brought a special guest along with me. And that guest is, of course, Pog Gang regular, my good friend Otaku. Hello, Otaku.
Hello, OPG.
Welcome, everybody. For those of you who have not seen Otaku or any of the adventures of the Pog Gang, Otaku is a good friend of mine who I've been playing Divinity with, we played Monster Prom with, and other stuff as well. They're going to be with me today helping me read and ensuring that my voice is not torn out of my throat with all of the reading that we're going to be doing. With that in mind...
And probably inflicting all sorts of incorrigible lore gremlinry.
That is also correct, yes. Also, just a reminder that part of the poll that I put out for the creation of this character was if people were interested in joining me for sessions like this, joining me on stream and helping me read stuff. Of course, you are still free to request to do that if you did not select that option on the poll, but until then, here we are. Where we last left off, we had arrived to Limsa Lominsa and ran around for a while, and eventually we were told by Baderon, the gentleman at the Drowning Wench, that we should go to Summerford, because they need help. What were you going to say, Otaku?
Since I missed a good chunk of the previous session, I noticed that, well, when the screen's not all pixely on me, that the alt is on Marlborough.
That is correct.
And a while back, I like to put proof to the joke that if I made an alt, no one would find me.
Mm-hmm.
I set up an alt on Marlborough, and I had my brother design him.
Interesting.
And I haven't really gotten that far on that alt, because kind of just, like, you don't see it, but I'm just kind of gesturing at my main character.
Mm-hmm.
But
well,
that's funny.
Now every single time we pass a character, we're all going to make a guess on whether or not it's Otaku's character or not. That sounds like fun. Alright, well,
you probably won't be until you've reached Gridania, because...
Yeah, that's true.
The character starts as a Lancer.
Ah, I see. Alright, well, up we come to Summerford Farms. Let us begin the talkening. I'll take the first one, and then you can take the next one.
Alright.
No work ethic in these washed-up lackeys. Too busy living in the past to make a difference in the present. I'd hoped they'd put that pirate muscle... Oh yeah, sorry, what's up?
Point of inquiry.
Mm-hmm.
Do we get to do voices, or are voices optional?
Voices are optional. You can if you want to. I'm not doing it because it fucking wreaks havoc on my voice. But
I'm only asking so that I can differentiate characters that I'm speaking as.
Yeah, of course. And if there's a recurring character that you'd like to just claim as your own, then you are free to do that as well.
Cool.
I'd hoped they'd put that pirate muscle to good use out in the fields, but I failed to reckon on their loafing pirate bones. Now, are you guys going to say anything? But in the morning when he woke, he saw the maiden was a goat. Louder, boys! And not a word was spoke. This guy's asleep. There are still chores that needs attending, and by the sounds of it, gobs what needs stuffing. These guys are not doing a lot of work, are they? Stay the 7 hells away from me boys, here? That lady's got a harem. That's nice. Good for her. Pirate harem.
That's Sybil.
Come a little closer. I didn't hear ya. What are you waiting for? An invite for the Admiral? You follow that scrag, your arse is mine. 50 gil on the one in blue. Hello,
They're all in
Gecko.
blue. Hi, Gecko. Don't mind me dealing with a pixely screen and stuff.
All good. Is the screen share, is that coming through okay, or is that not?
Well, the screen share is the one that's all pixely. And then there's, like, some slight,
Is there much of a delay on the stream that you can tell?
Should be okay?
Okay, I might, in that case, stop streaming, or stop screen sharing, rather. I'm not going to stop streaming, Jesus.
Yeah, I just need to find the, where did I put him?
Alright. Here, let's do this and see if that helps a little bit. Yes, although that is primarily, Gecko, that is primarily for if you are here with me, helping me read. If you are interested in doing that, please let me know. But for now, let's accept this quest here from, Grinweeda. Would you like to read this one?
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
Alright, I'll read the quest dialogue, or read the quest text first. Grinweeda seeks courageous pioneers who can tame the wilderness for Summerford Farms.
Summerford Farms bears the charge of the Admiral's Settlement Initiative. We're rewarded handsomely to brave new frontiers. Frontieros? Sorry, and there goes the screen.
Uh-oh. We can wait. It's cool.
Yeah, apologies, folks.
That's all good. That's part of the rub of doing this, is we're at the mercy of stream delay and internet and all that. But that's okay.
And either my imagination's playing tricks on me or the light flickered for a sec, so... Ramu may be after me, folks.
Uh-oh.
To borrow one of Nico's jokes. Yet if we fail to fulfill our part of the bargain, the grant will be withdrawn. In spite of this, the washed-up pirates elect to laze their days away. Am I heard?
Yeah.
Cool. There's still time. We need only clear away the rocks and debris for the area to be deemed settled.
There's one more.
If you're willing to help, you'll find a shovel outside that hut on the hillside.
Cool. Let's see. I wonder, let me check something really quick. Okay, yeah, so there is, unfortunately, a little bit of delay. But, tiller's shovel. Let's see. We picked up 3 tiller's shovels, actually. Used by the tillers of Summerford to clear the land of rocks. Let's see. This gentleman, Beardrag. Lenotian oranges are chock full of nutrients and are sweet tasting to boot. They're vital to keeping scurvy at bay, too. You'd think men who'd be away at sea would appreciate the value of fresh fruit, but these villains care only for coin. Why don't you take Gherkint?
When the screen loads.
Yep. How's your old man voice?
We'll see.
Actually, you know what? I think I am going to keep sharing the screen. Even if it's a little blurry, then it should still help a little bit, I
Yeah,
think.
and I should be able to... And I'm wondering if it's just things on my end, because I had, like, the stream going, I was trying to poke at 14, and then my brother's using internetery, and...
Mm-hmm.
So let's see if it's a matter of bandwidth on my
Let's.
50 years of farming taught me the songs of the soil and the words of the wind. Now the men come in from the sea and wish to hear them. It is good to know that the knowledge will not die with me.
Good for him. Nice coughing as well. Very true to life. Let's see. Can I... Just out of curiosity... Yeah, no, okay. That's fine. Alright. Oh, there's inside too? Wow, crazy. So many details. What are you two up to? Just having a good time? Alright, cool. Excuse me, sir. Ah, you must be the adventurer Bateran promised to send around. Rouge Lorelei, wasn't it? You honored his word, so that's a good start. I'm Stalewern, the old bastard, as Bateron likely described me, and this here is my humble orchard. A number of the lads and lasses working here once terrorized the high seas, and if you're wondering why I employ these scrags, well, they used to crew me pirate ship. But the calamity did for our ship like it did for so many others, and I was sore wounded into the bargain. I had to feed myself and my crew somehow, and Admiral Merlewib's initiative to get us landlocked buccaneers work in the field seemed too fine of an offer to refuse. Uh-oh. Some blonde punk. Well, it turns out you can take the pirate away from the sea, but you can't take the sea away from the pirate. A lot of my blokes never took to tending to the soil, you see. And unfortunately, the botanists I called in to train 'em have been wringing their hands in black despair. With so much work piling up, I need a tougher soul like you to step in and help where it's needed. Okay. Oh, thank God, new shoes that aren't the horrible Vieira sandals.
God, I hate these.
Let's go. We did it. We no longer look like a lady of the night. Now we are the nerd that we want to be. I just need some really thick-rimmed glasses now. Let's see. Stalewern, owner of Summerford Farms, wishes to inspect your equipment and thereby gauge your readiness for the tasks he has in mind. I have a mind to set you a task, Lorelei, but before I do, I need to be sure you're properly kitted out. Pirates don't care to parley with dandies, you understand. It might well be that the ones here have traded in their cutlasses for coulters, but they're still rogues at heart. I know a solid set of gear when I see it. Come back when you think you're more suitably equipped. Equip your head, body, hands, legs, and feet with gear of item level 5 or greater and speak with Stalewern. I did it. Let's have a look at you, shall we? What's that?
Item level 5 or greater. Full Crypt Lurker set.
That'll do it. Oh, as long as you're this well covered, I won't feel any guilt throwing you to the sharks. You could do to actually wear a hat, though, instead of just saying that you're wearing a hat, because I don't actually see anything on your head. Erstwhile Buccaneers are an ornery lot. They rage in love for the sea and care little for the laws of the land. But they respect strength, and by the looks of you, I'd say you'll have little trouble getting their attention.
Okay, so that Ori chick who's just kind of AFKing there.
Lejai LaRose.
With the way the screen is going at it, my immediate thought was, what is the shoebill doing here?
Oh no, not again. Alright, I'll take the Allegan Bronze piece. Because we already have a good book. Ah, Lorelei, that aura of confidence tells me you've not been idle since we last met. I mean, I have, actually. It's been 2 seconds. I hope I've read you all right, for I have a task that requires the attention of a capable adventurer. Might that adventurer be you? Damn, Staleborn, owner of Summerford Farms, has a task for a competent adventurer. That's us! We're competent, arguably.
Well, of course he's read us right.
We've got a book. Everybody can read books, right? Everybody. Good to hear. Then I shall lay before
Unless
you...
your name is Jared and you're 19 years old.
And you don't know how to read. I hope that kid went far in life. Then I shall lay before you the sorry tale. You will have heard rumors of the abductions. Aye, citizens have been disappearing from every corner of Limsa as if plucked from the face of Heidelin, boots and all, by an unseen hand. And what's this got to do with Summerford Farms, you might ask? Well, that remains to be seen, but it seems a collection of right unsavory fellows with azure-tattooed faces have been creeping up to the edges of the fields and spying on my yeoman. Now, I doubt anybody
Yeoman,
would be...
actually.
Oh, what, yeoman?
Yeah.
Interesting. That's not a word,
you learn from Mass Effect.
Fair enough. Now, I doubt anybody would enjoy being scrutinized by such savages at the best of times, but the farmhands are convinced that they're the kidnappers of rumor, come for their hides. Needless to say, they're beside themselves with worry, and their work suffering for it, which is the very last thing I need when my old crewmen are still getting used to their new jobs. 'Tis a struggle getting them to leave the farmhouse of a mornin'. That is, as they say, where you come in. Would you be willing to investigate these tattooed thugs for me? I'm terrified of everything, but yes, I will do that. Good lass. The sooner we get to the bottom of this, the sooner this place will start to resemble a working farm again. I suggest you begin by having a look around Seasong Grotto. If reports are to be believed, our unwelcome visitors have occupied the place. Be careful, though, Lorelei. I couldn't say for sure what manner of miscreants we're dealing with here. If they are kidnappers, well, just be on your guard, all right? Also, Otaku, I have to ask, or anybody here, is anybody familiar with the anime series Read or Die?
No, can't say I am.
Well, it's a really good series, and the main character is a girl named Yumiko Reedman. She likes books, you see. And I have kind of, in my head, based Rouge's personality a little bit on her. They're both very bookish, a little clumsy, very introverted, but, you know, when the chips are down, they're good in a fight. Let's check in with Staleborn real quick. Well met, adventurer. All the seasons have their place, but Summerford was named after the one that suits her best. What do you do here? Well, lass, it's my job to see that the orchard runs smoothly. Used to be that I was a captain of my own pirate ship, but the calamity saw an end to that. After I lost my vessel, I dragged my crew kicking and screaming here to begin a new life on the land. The admiral had been getting tough on any sort of piracy, so I thought my boys would have an easier time of it out here. For most of them, though, it seems the smell of soil can't ever compete with the briny sea air. What kind of place is this? This orchard here is part of the Admiral's initiative to outlaw piracy and put us Erstwhile Buccaneers to work reclaiming the land. The lawmakers have offered to buy our yields at a fair price once we learn the way of getting the plants to flourish. Gherkint over there, this guy, he's a master botanist, but there's only so much he can teach us. If this farm is truly to succeed, my blokes need to forget the ocean and bend their backs to the work before them. Good for them. Birdraig's Lenosian oranges are ripe and ready for picking. Why don't you take this one, Otaku?
I can't even rely on these rotten pirates to pick these ripe oranges. Yet, if I leave them a day longer, they like to fall from the boughs. Ugh. Mayhap you can grab a few for me. You're not afraid of a pesky hornet or two, are you?
Probably not. My favorite book-based anime is an anime called
they're not as big as my like as large as my torso and ready to kill.
Well, I mean, what are the chances of that? Favorite book-based anime is an anime called Ascendance of a Bookworm. I have not actually heard of that one before. Alright, let's go clean up some shit. Okay, this is literally just bottles of booze. Cumbersome rock. We'll just kind of hurl the shovel at it. Yeah! We did it. Wow, clearing up rocks is fucking easy.
Yes, but they're pirates and they're wimpy. They took up piracy because they couldn't get a real job.
I guess. Anyway.
Oh, strewn debris, that's what those...
Struth! Yeah! One sec. Okay. There we go. Basically an isekai, but she's a sickly, poor child. All she wants to do is read, but she's too poor to afford books. Damn. If that ain't what real life is like. Look how much fun this guy's having. See, you can have fun doing shit like this. Get over the fence.
I mean, there's a reason that the Harvest Moon / Story of Seasons series has been going on for so long.
It's very true. Oh god,
and
Hornet.
The reason Stardew Valley is so popular.
Help me, Carbuncle!
Big fucking hornet!
Sure is.
No, the Carby's just gonna give you moral support.
Just vibin'. A ripe Lenosian orange, a sweet citrus fruit known to thrive in the temperate climate of Middle Lenosha. This particular specimen seems to have thrived quite a bit. Hello, Sammy! Welcome!
Hi, Sammy!
Let's see. Dump. Ripe orange. Any hornet? Hornet! Ouch. Got him. Alright, that's all that done. Let's go check out this grotto, shall we? Also, I should probably strive to read fate descriptions as well. I'm certainly not going to get every single one of them, but... well, you know, I'll try my best. Oh, we got some bogeys. Get a few of these guys dead, and then, get some free experience points. Wow. Well, that was fucking easy. Alright, here we go. A creepy stone monument. It's time for a duty. You are about to enter an instance battle. Instance battles only occur during certain quests and missions. Take a moment to read the information displayed in the active help window before answering the call of duty. Fuck that. I'm a gamer. I know what I'm doing. Probably.
Gamers. Gaming.
I am the waves that bear. I am the winds that guide.
Oh yeah, I forgot this part was voiced.
I am the evening stars. I am the morning sky. I am born of the sea, and there shall I die. Thus reads the sailor's Requiem, carved into yonder stone.
Cat located.
You know, like, yeah.
Exactly.
Such words well describe the manner in which the citizens of Limsa Lominsa live their lives. It is both a litany against misfortune for those out on the waves, and a prayer that the souls of those who perish on land might find their way back to the sea. Ah, you are the adventurer I've seen around Summerford Farms.
You've seen me?
I thought myself on the trail of the kidnappers, but it would seem I have missed my mark.
Uh-oh.
Or perhaps not.
Ah!
Call her
Oh.
the Cheshire
As
Cat
I
because she's
suspected,
making no
The
goddamn
etheric
sense.
disturbance here is no natural occurrence.
I love how Gooboo's run.
Nor is it a coincidence that the two of us should come here in search of those responsible for the disappearances, only to be attacked.
Ah. Damn, look
But
at all those
who
teeth.
stands to benefit from the keeping of this secret? Oh, such thoughts must wait. Let us attend to the task at hand, unpleasant though it be.
Book active.
Have you noticed that ARR Shtola kind of has some slight emphasis on the S's and the R's? Kind of similar to how cats' noises would be like hissing and going around.
Yeah, a little bit. All right. Get out there, red carbuncle. Yeah. What a weird dog.
Good pupper though.
For sure. Hey, come on, do something. Hey, come
It
on,
is
do
doing
something.
something. It's attacking the healer.
That's true. Well, unfortunately, I'm not a tank, so I can't take aggro. But I can kill these guys.
The healer with her scraggly tree branch.
Yep. I love that she uses just a literally just a fucking twig. Basically all throughout A Realm Reborn. Very funny.
When ARR was still trying to figure itself out and... Oh, more Gooboo.
I'm trying
But
to
yeah,
kill
back
them.
when ARR was just a small indie company still trying to figure its shit out and gave its casters 2 options instead of 1.
It is a shame that we,
Unless you were an Arcanist.
a little bit of a shame that we didn't start off in Fanaland, so we would have had a chance to hear, Taliesin Jaffe's Thancred for a little bit. But we'll have more chances later. Actually, I don't even know
I found myself
who...
in a very...
I don't even remember who voices Y'shtola in A Realm Reborn. I know who does it in everything after that, but... Oh, a cool rock. Oh, that's probably a bad sign. That it just hovers up into your hands.
Yeah, that's not quite normal.
Wow, this is just like the opening to the Matanui Online game. It's just like Bionicle.
Triforce descends.
You have, I am the Sage of Light.
Here.
You have been locked away in the Master Sword Temple for 7 years. Ruja does not change appearance because Vieira lived for a very long time.
Upskirt the Vieira. Thank you, Squeenix. Very cool. No, she said with sarcasm.
Crystal Bearer. I am Heidelin, once was, that shone throughout this realm, yet it hath since grown dim.
I think that's just called nighttime. It should end at some point.
And as it hath faltered, so hath darkness risen up in its stead, presaging an end to life. For the sake of all, I beseech thee, deliver us from this fate. The power to banish the darkness dwelleth in the crystals of light. Journey forth and lay claim to them.
Do you still have those crystals by Endwalker?
I think... I don't quite remember. I have an idea on how to answer that, but I would rather not talk about it at right now at this stream.
Fair enough.
Only believe, for the light liveth in thy heart.
Thanks, Crystal Mom.
She's just standing behind that giant crystal using a microphone.
True.
And now we go to join all the other strangers just sort of flying around.
Yep. This is the character creation screen. We spent an hour here like last time. I don't want to spend any more time here, Mom. Can we leave?
Go now, my child, and shine thy light on all creation.
All of creation gets hit with a book.
Yep.
Awake again? Are we?
Mom said it's my turn on the crystal.
Aha! The poor creature's fury was kindled with cruel forethought. See this blade? I found it in the Gubu's back. I have seen knives of this kind before. They are most commonly used for the cutting of rope. It would appear our culprits are seafaring men of some persuasion, piratical being the most probable. In any event, you seem much recovered from your sudden affliction.
I love how unconcerned she is by the fact that this person who just helped her fight off a giant monster picked up a weird rock and then collapsed for at least 5 minutes.
But did she see you pick up the weird rock? Because all she might have caught was the collapsing for 5 minutes bit.
Either way, I feel like that's cause for concern. But she was just like, whatever.
I confess.
Because I remember
was rather
Thancred not
taken
having
aback
noticed the
when you
rock.
collapsed at the very moment of our victory. Mayhap a surfeit of ether?
Oh yeah, you were taken aback, huh? I can tell. Very concerned.
I beg your pardon. A towering crystal. I'm sure I don't... Oh!
Cats are well versed in naps, that's true.
Well, well. This has been a day of unexpected revelations. I must continue my investigation. In the meantime, I suggest you deliver this knife to your patron, along with a warning concerning the pirate's probable involvement in this murky business.
Love a
The
good
days
murky
ahead
business.
promise little rest, I fear. May our paths cross again, under the light of the crystal.
Okay. Well, that lady was weird. It's a good thing we're never going to encounter her again.
Yeah.
Probably just a one-and-done character. Anyway, let's get out of this creepy place and go talk to the pirate who hired us to...
Creepy shrine to the dead.
Yeah.
Oh, it's raining.
It is raining. And me without my umbrella. Or a hat. of any kind to keep the rain off of me.
Mm-hmm.
Damn you, Vieira.
Normally, the wood protects them from the rain, so they evolved past the need for hats and
Mm-hmm. Oh, sure, I don't think I read this description either. Bees make this sweet golden honey from the nectar of flowers. In case you didn't know how honey was created, there you go. We've also got blunt sailor's knife. From cutting rope to removing barnacles, from gutting fish to gutting boarders, on a ship, there are 1,000 uses for a knife. Also, I don't think this guy has anything to say to us right now. An adventurer on the trail of an elite mark, I'll wager. What's up, Axa? Welcome. What do you do here? Oh, a little bit of everything. But what I know best are huntin' and the Ramdale Codex. You come for allied seals, you stay for the thrill. Them's the rewards of the hunt. Go on, then. I know you've got questions. Ask me about them elite marks. You've got your danger ranks straight, don't you? Goes B-A-S. Remember, like, bastard. Thanks, buddy. I'd wait on trying to find a rank S, though, if I were you. Well, you know what? Sure, let's read about these fucking things. Are there any of these particular ones you would like to read about, Otaku? Skog's
Well,
Fruit.
how about I read Skog's Fruit and Croque-Mitaine?
Alright, sure thing.
The ravening queen of ladybugs. Skog's Fruit's natural voracity for pests has taken an unnatural turn. Not content with the emptying the fields of pollen carriers and soil tillers, the adamantine-shelled Skog's Fruit has adopted a new diet consisting of chocobos and their riders.
Fucked up. Okay, Vogel Jaw. Vogal Jaw, a mammal jaw sellsword of particularly ill repute, known to be as cruel as he is suspicious, and as suspicious as he is displeasing to the eye. That's kind of fucked up, but whatever. A real prince among men, this one. He's not a man. Anyway, can't get work on account of seeing every order as a way to get him killed, but claims it's because he's ugly-like. That part at least makes sense, but how that gives him the right to hack folks to bits, he's a mite fuzzy on. And now Croque-Mitaine.
While gardening has long been a craft rich in obsession and madness, the Gobu Croque-Mitaine has taken the legacy to new extremes. From the river, whose water irrigates the artful plantings upon his head, to the pastures rich in worm castings, the creature keeps a jealous eye on the many wild places that supply his cephalic paradise. Many an unwary orchid hunter, vermicomposter, and mossmonger seeking rich loam have met their end at Croque-Mitaine's hands, and his green thumb is well stained with their life's blood.
God, I love a good fucking loam. Alright, thanks, bud. None of that information is going to be helpful to us for a very long time. I'll read this here. You've certainly proven you are not one to let obstacles stand in your path. If only these supposedly pioneering pirates were half as industrious as you. Expanding borders is all well and good, but the Admiral ought to know rugged frontiers can't be settled by layabouts. You have anything else to say? Merlewib's forcing pirates to trade their swords for plowshares and start anew on land. Far be it from me to question the Admiral, but how can a man who has spent his entire life reaping be taught to sow? How very poetic. Alright, you can take Bird Drag here.
Hang on, mouthful.
All good, take your time. This guy's mouth is about to be full, too, of oranges.
Yeah. Look at those luscious oranges brimming with nectar. They could drop any second.
I also like that he's not looking at us when he says that. Here you go, bud.
Ah, ripe to perfection. How sweet it is. If that lackadaisical lot of retired pirates comes down with scurvy, it'd serve them right. It just goes to show you can't teach an old sea dog new tricks. You'd think the Admiral would know that.
Can we get some orange juice? Let's go! Juice freshly squeeged from ripe Lenosian oranges. Delicious. Oh, and another quest.
Next to the Luigi board.
Finally. Berdrake seeks to restore equilibrium by having the local fauna culled. Go ahead, you can keep reading him.
Lenosian orange nectar is sweet, but rest assured, it's paid for in sweat. We have to pollinate each orange by hand because the blasted pups that prey on nearby bees. If we could only eradicate some puck hatchlings, it would save us from having to do nature's.
If only we could eradicate exactly 5 of them. Then everything would be perfect. Alright, vitamins, baby. Hell yeah. Love a good vitamin. Lorelei, right glad I am to see you safely returned. My lads were all gabbing about hearing what sounded like all 7 hells breaking loose near the grotto, and I'd feared I'd sent you to your death. If you were in the middle of that commotion, I hope it yielded something of interest. I'd hate to think you risked your life for naught. Well, I got this knife. I can't use it, though. I'm not the right class.
And it's blunt, which is more dangerous than a regular knife.
It's true. A blade pulled from the back of a creature you slew at the cave, eh? Aye, I'd agree that such a knife would be part of any seafaring man's kit. I'm starting to think that these ruffians are pirates, come to lure my farm hands back to a life of plunder. Chances are they didn't take kindly to your appearance on their doorstep and set a maddened gooboo on you. Aye, the pirates have been adding to their numbers as of late. I'd best warn the lads and lasses in my employ to be on guard against their schemes. You met someone else at the grotto? A woman with a strange contraption? Ah, Y'shtola. She's been in Limsa Lominsa for a good while now. Her studies of the ether often bring her out to Summerford, so her presence at the grotto is hardly unusual. She's an odd-looking lass, I grant you. She's really not. She looks like just a normal fucking Mikote. But she's not the kind to associate with kidnappers. You may take my word for that. Where trust should be lacking is in those sorry, pronounce this one again for me? Yeomen? Okay, thank you. In the yeomen of mine who have yet to wholly relinquish their pirate pasts, the temptation to return to the free and easy life of a buccaneer may prove too strong to resist. You have my thanks, Lorelei. If it weren't for the efforts of stalwart adventurers like yourself, this farm would be in a far worse state than it is. Just you keep lending your talents to those in need, eh? Help bring Limsa to the brighter future she deserves. Eye drops. This alchemically crafted restorative instantly cures most instances of blindness. I'll take the potions. Y'shtola's contraption. The Rude Goldberg machine. The Rude Catgirl machine.
So, both Thancred and Y'shtola have been described as, well, like, as soon as you describe weird person with weird device, and they're like, oh yeah, that guy. Don't worry about them. They cool.
Yep.
I haven't seen Ija and Papalinos yet, though. That'll be interesting.
I actually don't start in Gridania very often. I really should again, because I love those two so much. But we'll get to, obviously we'll get to meet them.
Yeah, I'd offer to stream my runarounds on this alt, but even with the new laptop, I'm pretty sure my elite gaming setup still won't really come to par compared to everyone else's.
Here's what we're going to do, actually. Before we continue this, I am going to run down to... Ouch. I imagine it's something about them bickering. Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm going to run down to Red Rooster Stead and do some stuff there, because that is about the level we're at right now.
Enjoy some farmer's breakfast.
Mm-hmm. The contraption is those atherometer goggles or whatever. Yes, that's correct, they are. My favorite thing about those goggles is the animation they use to show the characters putting them on, which is the most obvious, like, we don't have an animation for them putting on goggles, so we're trying to hide it as best we possibly can. Animation of all time. Like, they, like, fully put their head off screen and then come up and bam, the goggles are on. It's also really funny for Ida, because she already wears a mask. And we also have leveled up. We have learned a couple of new things. Boom, switch model, exactly.
Now make opponents take a nap.
Yes, I can now put people to sleep. God, I wish I could do this to myself in real life.
No, right?
Not only did the calamity bring with it destruction, pain, and suffering, it also brought with it mandragoras. Thousands and thousands of mandragoras. Mandragoras who, if not dealt with swiftly and firmly, will continue to multiply until the land is overrun with the creatures. You learned how to both fester and sleep. Amazing what science can do. It's true. And also, we can do the next episode of Arcanist Adventures. Taking it to the streams. The Rogue River has become a breeding ground for giant carnivorous fish known as pugils. Help clear the shallows so the local fishers can cast their lines in relative peace. No. I'm reading fates if I pass by them. I'm obviously not going to go through the list of every single fate and ensure that I get all the text there, but if I can, I'll get it. Palace of the Dead sleep? True.
Not gonna lie, I keep forgetting Palace of the Dead is a thing.
Me too. That's going to be a fun one to do all the reading for.
I don't think I want to solo one. I don't think I want to solo it, though.
I am not smart enough to be able to do that. Alright, what's this? Yellow-bellied greenbacks. The newest batch of Yellow Jacket recruits is softer than a rotten rat corpse and fights little better. Whip the raw lads into shape. And remember, mercy is the last thing they need. This person looks like they could use a little assist. So let's,
Cowabunga it is. Kill every last one of them.
Let's introduce them to, Uncle Fester. Fun fact, the lore blurbs on Fates weren't in the Japanese version of the game until post-Heavensward, where they all had dry names and no lore implications. It was added because JP players realized what they were missing out on, and complained. Understandably so, Fates are some of the funniest things in this game. Oh, also, this person's name is Faux Gamer. We've got a fake gamer here. Remember, for the Palace of the Dead, only the first 100 have lore? Yes, that is good and important to know. You have anything to say? No. Anything over here?
No, I can't quite tell, but did that faux gamer have blue hair?
Let's see. No.
Oh.
Of course they don't
Damn,
have
I
blue
couldn't
hair
think
and
of
no
it.
pronouns.
No pronouns. Darn. Another victim of pronoun identity theft.
It's true. Those damn they-thems, they keep taking all the pronouns. These guys are having fun, it looks like. Let's see, what do we got? But you gotta have blue hair. It's true. Strongbad said that once. Let's see. Hey, Ossine. With the Maelstrom overwhelmed, it falls to the Yellow Jackets to hold down the fortifications. Maelstrom forces were spread thin in the first place, and that was before the Sahagan surge. Wasn't there also a Yellow Jacket, guard? Like, not a named one? What happens if you have pronouns but no blue hair? Then your hair turns blue automatically. Ostfir hopes to assure the safety of wayfarers at the Lafagran checkpoint by ridding the area of its dangerous denizens. Why don't you take this one?
More and more travelers pass through these gates, bloodied and bruised each day. They tell me the Yazans harry them at the Rouge. It pains me to do nothing, but we need every Hey man, we have just to hold the garrison. You do us all a great service were you to thin the Ozan population for us. If you could clear out, say, 3 of their nests, we'd all be immune to it.
Obi-KB.
Yar.
Yar. Main character in my series I read about has blue hair, but they're gender fluid. Right, so that means they have all the pronouns. They literally took all the pronouns for themselves. Also, somebody who isn't busy, I have a very important mission for you. You have green hair? Well, then you can choose whether or not you have pronouns or not. That's up to you. Anyway, my mission that I need people to do is I need people to look
Green
through...
has blue in it, you're fine.
I need people to look through the list of, like, glam items, and find the thickest, geekiest pair of glasses that you can find. Because I need those for Ruja. She has to look like a fucking dweeb. And a Bionicle fact. Sure thing. Let me open up my document. Let's see. Doopa-doopa-doo. The characters known as the Rahaga, which are kind of like the, what's the best way of describing them? Like, sage, teacher, helper people in the 2003 to 2004 storyline of the Bionicle universe, which was the Hordika arc, where the Toametru, Vakama, Nokama, Oniwa, Wenua, Matau, and Nuju were transformed into horrible monster people by spiders. The Rahaga were like little combinations of Rakshi and Turaga, which is why they're called Rahaga. And initially, before they were mutated, they were also a team of Toa, called the Toahaga. What we learned later is that the Toahaga were not... The Toahaga that we knew were not the only team called the Toahaga. In fact, there were a ton of different teams of Toahaga that were all to act as bodyguards for individual members of the Makuta. The most important Toahaga, of course, being these ones that we see in the storyline, also happened to be the guard for Makuta Pterodax, aka the big bad of the entire series. So it's very funny that they are the only ones that are... or their boss was the one who fucked everything up in the Bionicle universe. They're probably a little embarrassed about that one.
Now, are you looking for something like classic spectacles?
Kinda. Really, like, I'm just looking for something that looks like reading glasses, rather than, like, sunglasses or something.
Yeah, so like classic spectacles.
Yeah.
There are others, but...
And the stupider they look, the better. Like, you know that like, pair of red glasses that Adachi wears?
Oh, the pince-nez?
Yeah, I wonder, do you know if you can dye those? And, like, change the red?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
If you can, those are perfect. Oval reading glasses, elegant rimless glasses, weathered spectacles if you would prefer a hat. The varsity hat. Okay, yeah, those are some options. Kent definitely knows what I'm after, though. He the circular anime glasses with the swirl on them.
Yeah. Although, the thing about the varsity hat...
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can make bald Huron characters. But the varsity hat reminds me of Jamie Heineman from Mythbusters.
You can make bald here characters. In fact, that's one of the only races you can make bald. Mikote, Vieira, Basically anything that has
I tried and
animal
failed to make a
ears.
bald Mikoto.
God, I want to make a bald
I
Viera
tried and
so
failed to
bad.
make a bald Mikoto.
You can read this, by the way.
I wanted the bald. Ah, so you did for the Vilekin. Every passer-through owes you a debt of gratitude. Yes, my voice did change. That's not because I forgot my voice. The Thagran is a vital stronghold, one the Maelstrom would defend themselves had they the means. The fleet is spread too thin, which is why the Yellow Jackets have been called in. But our numbers are hardly inexhaustible, and your help goes a long way towards preserving the peace. Yarr.
True! Alright. Onwards, through the Lethagran checkpoint. Imagining a bald Viera just having bald ears, that's, not the image that I meant for when I thought of bald Viera, but I suppose that would technically make sense, yeah.
It's a logical conclusion, yeah. I wanted to do, like, a Sphinx Mikote, so...
Yeah, that would have been fun.
There was no bald option.
Bronrut. Brimstone has blocked Bronrut out of blind iron mines. Well, this time we've dug ourselves into a hole well and truly. Struck brimstone while shoveling through the mines, and now the rocks are rife with the reek of rotten eggs. The gas grew to be too much to bear. You'll need this clear earth crystal if you're to restore the earth and plug the leak properly. Just mind the sulfuric clouds brought by the brimstone.
Hang on, I gotta check. My phone's ringing.
All good. I also need to be paying attention to my phone, because my food I have to get as well. Oh yeah, let's read this clear earth crystal. Oh, and the Batwing. The Batwing! The leathery wing of a bat. Damn, that's crazy. The ethereal balance of this crystal is tipped completely to the element of earth. Not a single trace of any of the other 5 elements can be detected. That's nice.
Wow, for once it wasn't one of those robo-dialers that let it go silent and then do a series of beeps.
Damn, that's crazy. That doesn't
It was
happen
an
often.
actual
Oh
human
god!
on the other end of the line.
Bugs!
It was an actual human on the other end of the line, and she said cool. I'm wondering if she's from Boston.
Perhaps. Alright, what do we got? Plug this sucker up. More bugs. Luckily, none of these motherfuckers can stand up to us. Caving in. The cave bats living in blind iron mines are believed to carry in their bite a sickness which can cause a man to froth at the mouth and lust after the blood of his kin. While this has not actually been proven, when it comes to bat bites, it is better to be safe than sorry. It's true. Try not to get bitten, everybody. It's not good for you. By humans, bats, or otherwise. Let's see, we're still doing good on gear. Get neither bitten nor batten. I agree. Now that's a breath of fresh air.
Bats can carry rabies, unlike the opossum.
Yes. For many of the miners, a bit of brimstone is nothing to write home about, but I'm the one who has to write the letters when the glutton chokes to death down there. The prices metal command in the wake of the calamity will make us either rich or dead. More new shoes. Hooray! Opossums are literally too chill to have rabies. You heard it here first, folks. Unless you're into it and it's consensual. That is also correct. Now let's kill some monkeys.
I've been trying to parse what some of the traditional row names mean.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I think I can recognize a few bits, but I wouldn't know for certain.
Mm-hmm. Galago mint, a leafy herb with a crisp, fragrant aroma. It is often used in cooking and teas, as well as for its essential oil. Hey, man. You looking at a bucket? You want something minty? Welsh or Germanic, as, a certain friend of mine was quick to point out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least that's the naming convention of the Sea Wolves. The naming convention of the Hellsguard is more similar to the Tribe Cats from the Aaron Hunter's Warrior Cats series, for all you Warrior Cats heads out there.
Yeah, because the Hellsguard are the ones who will, like, simplify their first name and use it as their given and surname.
Oh, Rujumani. Would you like to read this one?
A miller takes special pride in his mill, and I couldn't be prouder of this one.
That's nice. It's a pretty cool windmill. I won't lie. Windmills are cool. Have you ever been to, like...
Gods, man, we're surrounded by giants.
Oh no. Don Quixote, get out. Man, that is clearly a dragon. I don't know, it looks more like a kraken to me. It's got, like, multiple arms and stuff.
I'm glad you understood the reference.
Of course I did.
I swear, reading Don Quixote was like reading a goddamn fan fiction.
Yep.
And I was not afraid to say this to my professor.
Oh, it's everybody's favorite. It's Tractome. They call me a working man, and I reckon that's what I am. Drinking under the chief's nose, sneaking out the back door, and nobody'll ever know. That's nice, buddy. This guy's cooking. Oh, sorry, sir.
Slipped clear through your head.
I claim this bed in the name of me.
Me.
What do we got out here? Wayzarin and Lotzweez. Lotzerweez? Eorzea spans far and wide, but nowhere will you find so many windmills as here. Harnessing the winds that blow in from the sea to grind grain and felt fleece. Is it no less than sorcery? Not really.
Science!
Yep. Lostwiz wishes to check for any trouble that might be milling about the Grey Fleet.
Breathtaking, is it not? Proud sails turning, rugged gears churning. The mill never stops, and so neither can the millers assigned to its upkeep. Vigilance is the key. By addressing tomorrow's issues today, we assure the wheels of prosperity continue to grind. Unfortunately, I have my hands full with the work of the day and cannot leave my station to tend to inspection. I would entrust this duty to you. Seek out the other 3 millers, heed their concerns, and apprise Wayzarin of your findings.
OBKB. One sec before we do that. I need to run downstairs really quick and grab something, but I will be right back.
Alright. I can't see chat, so I can't really talk at them. Well, I can't talk to them, but I can certainly talk at you lot. I hope everyone is doing well today. I hope they're remembering to stay hydrated and eating. I hope they ate something today. Annoying.
I'm back, and I have mac and cheese.
Welcome back. So
Alright.
many windmills. I hope that there aren't any punks around with their ocarinas.
Yeah, that would be fucked up.
But at least there's no guy with a music box that goes around and around and around.
Mm-hmm. Alright, why don't you take this, this lady's again?
Well, you see the mill spinning, don't you? What's more do you need to know? Only problem I have is you meddling in my chores. Away with you, then.
Well, fuck you, lady. Rude. Wayncern. Pshaw, the mill is fine. We'd be wiser to concern ourselves with the grubby scavengers that rob us of our yield. Oh, also, what else do you have to say? The Grey and the Grey Fleet owes to the mill's abilities to withstand even the grimmest of storms. Alright.
See, the fishers are out today.
Yep. Ishushu. That sounds like something a sim would say.
Issue shoo. I haven't noticed anything off myself, but let's have a look now, shall we? Look there. The sail's been nicked a bit. Nothing urgent, mind you. The cloth we use is the same they use for sails out on the sea, made to stand up to blister and wind.
Interesting.
These mills are built from the dead works and dunnage of decommissioned ships. The cloth taken from the masts of the Armada. Though they may no longer ride the waves, the old ship bones still remain afleet.
I don't think I could withstand the grimace of storms. Yeah, me neither. I do like the detail
as
that
as long as I'm adequately sheltered, then yeah, probably.
I do like the detail that the ship, that the windmills are made out of fucking ruined ships, though. That's cool.
I mean, waste not, am I right?
It's true. I trust you enjoyed your tour of the mill. You are impressed, yes? The matter of Ishushu's sails is most worrisome indeed. The matter shall be remedied at once. To delay acting until trouble occurs is to ask for trouble. The Grey Fleet stops for nothing. Full sail ahead. That's the college that I went to. Mutton stew, a hearty stew made from lean mutton loin and a selection of freshly pickled vegetables.
You went to Full Sail University, OPG?
Yes, I did.
Huh.
I'm surprised you caught that. But yes, I did.
I had wanted to go into Full Sail University out of high school to pursue writing in video games. Didn't pan out.
Yeah. Honestly, I am not even really sure mine panned out, because I did graduate, but, like, I don't fucking remember a goddamn thing, really. Because I was not, like, my ADHD wasn't medicated for the entirety of my career as a student. A sprinkle here, a sprinkle there, another sprinkle there. I studied game design there. I have a bachelor's in game design. My only knowledge was that I went. I haven't worked so hard since yesterday. I did know there was actually one other little bit of knowledge that I gained, and it's that Florida fucking sucks. Nobody should live there. Oh, that's right, we can also use Chocobo keeps now. Hello! Well met, traveler. Might I interest you in a Chocobo Porter? Ah, do not tell me this is your first visit to this shop. I shall update my register with your name so you may access this in location. Elsewhere. Not at Full Sail, but I graduated top of my class elsewhere. While I feel that I personally got a lot out of it, I have nothing to say it being on my resume hasn't cost me more opportunities than it's afforded. Yeah, that's unfortunately... It's hard to, like, crack into game design, like, stuff. like, right out of school. There's just not a lot of stuff. The sheep are so engorged they can't move.
And lettuce, sir.
What is that feed? Just as you ordered. Yeah, that's fine, P-Up. I can add you to the list. What I should mention really quick that the way that I'm choosing who joins me is I just have a list of everybody who's interested, and before every one of these A Realm Reread streams, I'm just going to roll a wheel, or I'm going to roll a wheel 3 times, pick 3 names. I'm going to ask each person in succession if they are available. If the first person is not, then the second person is asked, and so on and so forth. And then as soon as you join me for one of these, I take your name off of the list until everybody has gone. So that's the general idea of how this is going to work. Here, why don't you read Chartain?
The bulk of wool in Eorzea is shorn either here in Lenosha or over in Karthus. Lenoshan sheep are renowned for their soft white fleece, which is nothing like that coarse rubbish they peddle up in the Highlands.
Yeah, fuck Ishgard. And yes, Gecko, you did put your name. Why not have multiple people? Good question. I would say it's just because it's probably a little bit harder to wrangle multiple people reading all of these things at once. And I also just kind of intend these to be a little bit of a calmer experience. Which isn't to say that having lots of people wouldn't be fun. You mean to call in one of the milkmaids to help you with that? Sod off, woman! Let's see. Will you be needing these tools as well, my lord? Where would you have these sacks of dodo feed? The Red Rooster Stead boasts the greatest harvest of the biggest and best produce in Lenosha. It needs to be picked and shipped cleanly and quickly so that it reaches markets at its freshest. Anything less would be doing the growers an injustice. Back to the corral, boy. Quark! I just know from experience with wheel spinning I never get picked first or dead last every time. Well, unfortunately I can't really say anything on that front. The wheel is as the wheel does, and it's probably gonna take some time to get through the wheel, because I'm not gonna be doing these streams every single time I'm streaming. Like, I'm planning on maybe doing something again on Monday, because I have that day off as well, but I'll probably be doing, like, Mega Man or something then. So it's going to take some time to get through everybody, but...
Hey, we could always do a Divinity stream.
Be assured, we will get through everybody. I think this is, I think it's your turn, Otaku.
Okay. These clouds do be looking kinda sus, though. That joke about Ramu may have been more accurate than I feared.
It's all good.
Sure. Farm life sounds plenty splendid and all, but for some reason I'm not quite ready to give up this drudgery.
It's all good, Piap. I understand. I can put you on, like, a short list if you want. Also, I should ask, everybody who's on the list I've been trying to ask and say, hey, is there any particular parts of the story you'd like to be around for? And if there is a specific point they'd like to be around for, then I will put your name forwards around that part before I even roll the wheel. So, we have no more wheat today. My coin is good as the next man. I have 5 kids to feed. You said the same yesterday. And yes, also, if you are more curious about stuff about joining me for this, then send me a DM. You simply must tell me the recipe for this gruel. Flour? Let's see. Arnlona. Arnlona has some moles she would like removed. In a lifetime of meticulous... this is me. In a lifetime of meticulous research into the advancements of agricultural arts has taught me anything, it is that the fruits of knowledge are incapable of preserving themselves. Without an adventurer's brawn to protect them, I fear all my work will come to naught. Take, for example, the Splendor's ogre pumpkin crop I was able to cultivate. Years of hypothesizing and testing at least made tangible, only to be snatched away by those subterranean sorners, those clever hedge moles. It's all good, Piop. It's fine. I've already engineered the pumpkins to resist fire, drought, frost, weeds, insects, and festive rituals. I just need somebody to kill the moles. Alright, now here's you for Mogram. He's been losing sleep over his sheep.
They call me the Stedge Shepherd, but all three kinds of livestock we breed fall under my crook. Nevertheless, sheep remain my first love, my one true passion. So, you can imagine my dismay at finding my flock in a frumpy fleece. I can't very well take worn-out wool to market. A sheep with no shine is good for nothing but mutton. But where there's wool, there's a way. See what Chartain had to say.
Love a good rhyming. Just don't throw off your timing. Another Order of Lavender for the Alchemist Guild. The Gordanians are being none too pleased about that. I think I read that one, actually, last time I was here. Wool's Errand. Anarok seeks an adventurer to assist the Red Rooster Stead. I hope you don't feel sheepish about hauling around a wee bit of wool. These fucking people. The flock's fleece is shorn and scoured, and the sack is all set to sail. Normally the Manic Miller up north takes it and felts it for us, but it seems the only wool his courier is tending today is his blanket, the lackadaisical loafer. So I hoped you might see to it the sack of fleece down by the flock's pen reaches the miller. Waitzerin is his name. Sure. Anything in here? These guys are drinking. Nettard.
Damn calamity. I tell ye, I lost me wife, me son, and me daughter-in-law in the aftermath. If it weren't for me grandson, I don't reckon I'd have much reason to linger on.
That sucks, bro. Maybe your family shouldn't have died. That's kind of on them, if you ask me. You ever seen a red rooster? Only after I've fried one in dragon peppers. Act Cone. Mind looking into something for me, adventurer? May even be of interest to you, in fact. I've told that the plots within the mist are to be auctioned off. You, me, hells, even a 12-named wandering minstrel could purchase one of their own piece in Lenosha. Who would be a minstrel and wandering at the same time? That's just silly. And upon that plot of land...
wanderers are where it's at.
It's true. You'd be able to free to build a house for you and yours. You can't tell me that the thought isn't at least slightly appealing, can ya? 'Tis a bit surprising that the Thalassocracy... Fuck. Has had the time and resources to prepare such an area, what with the kobolds and the primals causing all manner of trouble. But who am I to judge the priorities of politicians, much less pirates, eh? Besides, I'd like nothing more than to own my own home. I've yet to verify the truth of the tale just yet, though. If you've no objections to taking a detour from your adventures, why not head towards the Gate to the Mist and see if there's a Maelstrom representative who can confirm or deny these land auctions? Okay.
I'm gonna be right back. Looking at the time, I think Nim Nim wants her offerings.
Okay.
Here, babe.
Yep. Take your time. Sack of fleece. This burlap sack is filled to bursting with freshly shorn sheep fleece. Shaggy sheep. The shaggy sheep looks itchy. He also looks itchy. And damn, wouldn't you know it, this one looks itchy too. Mogram had some little lambs whose fleece was white as snow, but everywhere the little lambs went, lice was sure to go. Now we're stuck with lousy sheep. The time it takes me to brush one clean, the lice spread to 2 more. I just can't keep up with them by myself. If you could brush 3 shaggy sheep for me, we might be able to wipe out the infestation altogether. Let Mogram know his sheep are in ship shape once you've finished. Lice comb. A fine-toothed metal comb used to remove blood-sucking lice from sheep. Also, could we just take some... the shaggy sheep looks relieved. Could we just take some time to appreciate the designs of sheep in Final Fantasy XIV? Look at these little dudes. Just so fun and cool and based. I am not too far away. Just make everything round and fluffy, thank you. Exactly. Actually, you know what? There's one more area that I don't think we've done dialogue combing for yet. That is not where that goes. Off with you now. But we were told specifically the South Shed. Hello, Chocobo. Yuwawa! Chocobos are such sensitive creatures. Without a steady stream of care and affection, they soon fall into the blackest depression. Me too. We've no choice but to put the poor beast down. I'm sorry, Lucky. That sucks, guys. Stop being depressed. Blast! That crate was to last us the whole moon. X-Payin'. The dodos love the farm fresh food so much they're always pecking at the fences. Sometimes they'll even peck themselves free and run about. I suppose the exercise is good for them, but it's certainly not what I need. Guys, you should probably, like, fence off this here. Damn fowl keep kicking over the paling. For an adventurer, you certainly know how to wield a lice comb. As I'm sure you've found, sheep are delicate souls that require delicate care. Truly wonderful wool requires time, love, and tenderness. You must caress their coats ever so gently. Listen to the soft bleating in your ear. Feel the warmth of their breath on your neck. Okay, buddy.
Pray forgive the absence, I return.
Welcome back. Just in time. For Much Ado About Dodos.
They may call it the Red Rooster's stead, but make no mistake, dodos are the birds that keep this stead steady. Those sweet and tender eggs, that succulent meat. So long as you remove a dodoling's poison glands, you're in from some scrumptious and healthy poultry.
They have poison glands?
Yeah, why do you think they belch at you every time they see you in the wild?
Oh, that's true, actually.
They're so delicious. To remind myself, some birds just aren't meant to be caged. Or perhaps I don't. Talks to...
Yeah, don't even try with that one.
fucking Kote names. Zapayan. And see if we can't return those exquisite creatures to their pen.
Talk to X going to give it to you. If you think about it, if this is an actual Mikote name, then X gon' give it to ya is actually a lore-accurate Mikote name.
I'm ever pleased to see you. It's a chick.
Yeah, I know. Go ahead.
I was about to cry foul, but with your help, we can round them up. Those dim-witted dodos pecked through the fencing and fled the coop. Luckily, they know better than to leave the stead. There are 3 bolting dodos in all. If you spot one, just throw one of these dodo-sized over its head. Once you've caught all the birds, would you mind leaving them in Moagram's care? I need to repair the fencing before we can return them to this enclosure, you see.
Sure.
I remember something in the Mikote lore about how you can't really properly pronounce a Mikote name unless you're a Mikote.
Interesting. Empty dodo-sized sack. Whatever would you put in an empty dodo-sized sack? Well, how about a bolting dodo? Get in the bag, dumbass. Gone. Full dodo-sized sack. Whatever could be thrashing about in this dodo-sized sack?
The world may never know.
I know I certainly don't. Nebby, get in the bag. Now there's a callback.
In the back, Nebby.
Let's make a slight detour. Ah! My legs. Just through the gates is Mist, a residential area for adventurers built on the orders of Admiral Merlywib herself. Rogan Lona.
What is an adventure? Ah, yes, the auctions. By order of the Admiral herself, Mist and all plots within are to be sold exclusively to adventurers, so as to encourage their immigration to Limsa Lominsa. Why only adventurers, you ask? Practical necessity, really. Limsa Lominsa is in dire need of flesh blood. Capable, courageous adventurers who will fight her foes and protect her interests. Those who build a home here will have that much more incentive to aid us. As for what manner of place Mist is, I think it's best you journey there and see for yourself. Please direct any other questions you might have to the recruit station just past the entrance. To proceed with the quest...
Yeah, we know. We don't need to read that one. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Alright, somebody, what number should we go to? Let's find a place with a nice ERP bar, shall we? Let's see. Attila the Bun? Jedi? That looks like this looks like a bar, an ERP bar. Let's go there.
What, Moonraven misbehaving?
I just thought if you're doing every side quest you see will be very level 90 before Shadowbringers. Perhaps. You never know. Cat girls in swimsuits. Cat girls in swimsuits. You can see those anywhere. It's not all that impressive, honestly.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. I'm not reading all of this stuff, though. What do you do here? Oh, I like housing. That is to say, I like it. I roam this fair land fairest, touring all the adventure settlements. You might say I'm a flat spotter, or a house peeper. Oh, one of us, are you? A fellow house peeper. Please don't call yourself that. Very good. You must talk to the resident caretakers, then. Connections are everything in this proclivity. This cove right here is where Rychard Mistbeard came to his hideout. Lore! Me! And Brine. This is Mist, the residential area for adventurers, and a fine piece of Limsa that it is, too. The housing market. OPG, you should buy one right now with the guild that you don't have and the system that's not working. How fixed is fixed? It's not fully fixed, though, unfortunately, because you can still buy houses in Ishgard. I don't know why you would ever want to do that, though. It's another lass, Otaku. It's your time.
Just a sec. Because I'm still trying to... People are getting housing in Ishgard because there's that Emmerich fella. They're all interested in him.
Oh, well... Maybe they should, put elephants in other housing areas, too.
Alright. Greetings, adventurer, and welcome to Mist. A Lominsan sent you, you say? That's unfortunate. All Lominsans are barred from participating in the auctions, you see, on account of the fact that they're, well, Lominsan. Admiral's decree. If you find the area to your liking, though, please consider speaking with the resident caretaker. She can guide you through the process of purchasing a plot for yourself.
Poggers! Your FC actually won an FC house that was part of the Zero era. You know, I think I was talking to Kiana about that, because I was, hanging out outside your house for a little while, because I thought it would be funny if just, like, a random person named R Optimus Prime was standing on your property, like a statue. And it was very funny. I, startled Arsene and, Sofa, so, you know, mission accomplished. But we chatted about that. And good plan moving out of Ishgard. Nothing good comes of being in Ishgard. Ever.
The only people who live in Ishgard are thirsty.
It's true. Pumpkin vine. I crushed my enemies. 1.
I kind of figured if I ever got around to picking out a house for myself, I'd want to plot on Mist.
Yeah, I think I like Mist. I actually really like the Goblet too. I think that might be kind of a maybe not a popular opinion, but I do actually really like the Mist. It reminds me of my like my grandparents' condo in Arizona. On a personal Shiro plot. Yeah, Shirogane is really pretty too. Moment of your time, milady. The fields are crawling with ocean roselings, horrible creatures that choke out the crops and maim the tillers who tend to them. We hold our own against the seedkin, but it seems for every one we cut down, there are 3 more to take its place. We'd be obligated if you could lend us your sword in clearing the fields. I don't have a sword, I have a book. Oh, that's right kind of you, milady. You see, here they come now. They say every rose has its thorns. When it comes to roselings, however, thorns are the least of your problems. The strangling vines, the poisonous pollen, the ability to rise up from the ground and chase you all the way to into your nightmares, these make roselings a force to be reckoned with. And the day of reckoning is come. Thank you, Papa John. Anyway, we're going to ignore this fate, actually, even though we started it. I think we're almost done in Red Rooster, which is good, because I want to go back to Limsa and do the next, check-in with the nerd cat, see what she's up to. Another bolting dodo. Toss this sucker on its head. Get in the bag. Alright, I believe this is you again.
Hang on. There you are. What news have you brought me? For the purposes of luring adventurers to Limsa Lominsa, it's unfortunate, but it does explain a great deal. Looks like my dream of owning my own home will have to wait a little longer. But don't you worry about me. My day will come soon enough. We're rooting for you, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's just what, like, the actual, like, housing process is like, in general. Have you heard the tale behind the name of this quaint little place? It all started with the birth of a rooster, feathers as red as wine. Would that the story ended there. See, the farmers laid wagers on this bird being stronger than the others, but the contest grew ugly. Blades were drawn, and both roosters and onlookers were spattered with the scarlet shades of blood. Not so quaint now, eh? What the fuck?
Some people take cockfighting all too seriously.
It's... You know what? It's true. Alright, here we go. This is a good line, too.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, that was so easy, it makes me wonder why I've spent my life formulating complex solutions to problems rather than merely going around killing things. Nevertheless, I'm afraid it's too late to alter my methods now. I'll continue to focus on the complex solutions and have you stick around to kill things. What hubris, what arrogance to believe that I, one woman alone, could overcome the unfathomably vast and profound mysteries of nature. But with you here, I'm sure we can do it.
I wonder if she ever got to Charlene.
I hope so. Care to partake in the inexorable march of science? The concoction I'm currently formulating could change horticulture as we know it. Imagine, a fluid one could strew over crops to ward off pests. All I need are some ladybugs and someone to squash them. Ladybugs simply cannot resist aphids. Find some Alphic lavender, dab it with a bit of aphid nectar, and they'll come swarming to the slaughter. Okay. Ladybugs are known to feed on this sweet secretion. And now it's time for your turn as Mogrim again.
I've heard everything. Hand me the dodos.
Put the dodos in the bag.
Oh, my precious darlings. Without their poison breath, they're defenseless out in the wild. Daddy Dodo gets so worried.
I love that. I actually love this guy.
And now my dodos have a mommy.
Never mind.
You'll stay around and look after my babies, won't you? At least until they're ripe for slaughter.
Nope. I gotta go out for cigarettes. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
As the saying goes, up this shit, I'm out.
Yep. Alright. Let's go, get some collect some ladybugs. Ugh. An adventurer not finishing this quest is how the dodo mount got into the platinum sacks. Is that canon? I hope that's canon, Axa. Is that actually what the description for the dodo mount says? No, but I want it to be. Damn it! Animal sinew. The short, tough tendons of a wild animal, and mole meat. A fist-sized chunk of a lean, bloody meat cleanly sliced from the carcass of a pesky mole. Ladybug viscera. The moss-green ooze which seeps out of the cracked shell after crushing an innocent, defenseless ladybug. Okay, way to make me feel bad about it, game. Return to me once you've collected 3 files of ladybug viscera. Great, I already have. It's elementary, really. Aphids live in fear of ladybugs, so applying the scent of ladybug blood to our crops is certain to ward off the parasites. We are manipulating the laws of nature. The rules of nature, one might say. Of course, we could have just let the ladybugs go on defending the crops as always, and not squash them for their viscera, but I hardly see the science in that. Okay. Sure, I guess. Hang on. Oops. The Admiral herself has seen it fit to dub our stead an exemplary model of her settlement initiative. As a stead botanist, I attribute our success to unyielding innovation, our willingness to attempt any and all agricultural techniques at least once, no matter how counterintuitive or potentially embarrassing. That's great.
Probably helps that she's not the one who has to do them.
It's true. Why don't you take this one?
As anyone who's ever raised livestock will tell you, animals feel and show emotions as deep and real as yours or mine. One need only look for the telltale signs. A fetching pose, a come-hither stare, some provocative tail whipping. My pets never fail to show me the same love I show them.
Okay, I'm back on it. I like this guy again. Let's see here. I think... Oh, actually, I don't think I did this one already. The name's Anok, and I run this here farm. I've been a botanist for, well, more seasons than I can count. I'd retired once, before all that nasty business with the Calamity came down, but I can hardly sit idle with all the rebuilding that needs doing, now can I? I am fortunate enough, however, to have a goodly number of enthusiastic youngsters about the place. With a bit of direction from me, I look forward to seeing what wonders they'll achieve at the stead. Here at the Red Rooster Stead, we won't shy away from giving the latest farming methods a try. And you can see the results just by taking a look around. The crops are bountiful, and we've had to add pens for the extra livestock. The Admiral herself has placed the stead as the perfect example of the new settlement initiative. If I were to find flaws, it would be with our lack of security. Time was that local pirates would look out for an old farmer like me, but now their whole way of life's been outlawed. That's fun. I'm guessing your dialogue has not updated. Alright, let's go turn in the wool's errand, and then we're going to run back to Limsa. Hup! Ouch! How long have we been going for? Only an hour and 50 minutes. Wow. It's crazy how much progress we're making when I'm not spending an hour and a half creating a character. Crazy, I know. Alright. You're up, Otaku.
A miller with no fleece doesn't... Fleece? A miller with no fleece is an artist with no canvas, a poet with no words, a man with no purpose.
Well, here you go, buddy.
Curse that blasted courier. Do the sheep stop growing? Does the mill stop churning? What entitles him to rest? Bah! Let him count sheep in his bed. The wool is at last mine, and soon the felt shall be wrought.
Okay. Oh, good, more. Flatbread. Simple, unleavened bread made of flour and water. You can feel free to take this one again. Waits are in. High Miller of the Grey Fleet requires the help of an able adventurer.
Now, felting wool is all well and good for your run-of-the-mill miller, but you know what gets my grindstone spinning? Grain. What worth has wheat? None. But once shred into fabulous flour, even the confounded Galagos can't keep their hands off of it. Which is precisely why I need you to slay them and recover the 4 sacks they pilfered. Once you have done so, take the sacks of flour down to the stead, and Skarmer will take care of the rest.
Okay. Kobolds, ahoy! Diminutive kobolds are wreaking great chaos at the Grey Fleet. The kobold crimes of late give us ample cause for concern. Yet Waitzerin is content to pass them off as mere mischief-making. He cares more for the welfare of his mills than that of his workers. If only my beloved Mogrim knew of my plight, I am certain he would leap to my rescue all the way from his post at Red Rooster Stead. He often calls me his little lamb, and I am certain my absence could only have made his cart grow fonder. Okay. I guess let's go. Well, actually, no, we'll go deal with the monkeys first. I love mischief makers. Marina, best robot maid. It's true. I don't know of too many other robot maids. That's not true, actually. I can name at least 2 or 3 off the top of my head. But Marina
that robot maid from the Jetsons.
Okay, 4 off the top of my head. The kobolds of Ogormero have once again descended into Cedarwood, blatantly disregarding the treaty formed between the Beast Tribe and Limsa Lominsa, which strictly forbids the kobolds from extending their claims beyond the northern reaches of Outer Lenosha. Drive the creatures back to the mountains whence they came. No, I don't want to do that. That's mean. Oh yeah, I also love the carbuncle gauge. I love that it starts off as a carbuncle and then turns into, you know, what it becomes later. Get him, Ruby! Whack. Want to trade what it becomes later for this? Imagine a Bahamut-sized carbuncle. Sacks of flour. Finely ground flour. Build of the Grey Fleet. This land Titan claims! I'm sure Titan isn't the name of something horrible or something. You fucking leave me alone. Big bunkle. Humongous.
When you have the time, you should do what Danny did and just make a no FC.
I'm pretty sure there's an option I can toggle on.
Have a good day.
Pretty sure there's an option I can toggle on to turn off those, but... here, you do this one.
All the eggs and milk in the world don't matter a lick without flour. Not that flour's any good on its own, mind you. The Galagos just hoard whatever they can get their filthy paws on. But now we've got the whole kit and caboodle, thanks to you. It's a relief you were around, but at the end of the day, we're still utterly under this sort of thing.
I can't get that hat. I will take the Elegance Bronze Pints and the Frumenti, a tasty gruel of cracked wheat, raisins, and spices, boiled in old goat milk.
It's oatmeal.
Delicious.
Like, ever since I found out gruel is pretty much just oatmeal.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's the reason they call it oatmeal, because when you call it gruel,
Yeah.
it sounds fucking disgusting.
yeah.
Oh, shit. I keep watch over the gates here at the stead, but my watch extends only so far. The stagecoach that was supposed to pull in today never made it past Blind Iron Mines. Word arrived not long ago that it was waylaid by someone. Or... something. The coachman is a plucky fellow. If I know Wahoy Mahoy, he'll be poking around the mines plotting to salvage his consignment. But ultimately, he is just one man. It would put my mind at ease if you could go to his aid. I love Lalafell names so much. They sound like what Doodle Bob sounds like when he talks. Alright, it's Mogrim time. You're up, Otaku.
Indeed,
God damn it.
the kobolds steady incursions weren't wearing us, and now they've frightened my poor little lamb, the soul I love more than any other on two legs.
On two
We
legs.
must summon the yellow jackets at once. I shall pen the missive warning Ostfer of the kobolds' advance. You must deliver it to the Lithagran checkpoint. There's no time to spare. To reach the Lithagran checkpoint, go first to the Blind Iron Mine. Ronwich will guide you from there.
OBKB.
You came to this part of town through the Blind Iron Mines.
Yes. Kobold report. Obviously recorded from memory, the information on this list lacks any sort of detail. How very Laminzin. Yeah. Look at that moon. Beautiful. And covered by clouds. Brownrut. Hey bud, bound for the Lithagran checkpoint? You've come to the right mines. You find that most denizens of the dark will leave you alone, leave you be so long as you extend them the same courtesy, but kobolds can be a bit more belligerent. Still, not an adventure of your venturesomeness can't handle, I suppose. And here's Wahoy Mahoy.
You must be helping that skirmer scent. I thought you'd never get here. The kobolds stuck me up and skedaddled with the garments, but don't you worry none, I'm fixing to get 'em back so's we can get 'em back. All you gotta do is mosey on up close to that stagecoach they hit and begin, and you bet your bottom gill those kobolds will come a-calling. And once them critters come out, oh, you use that Dragon Quest spell that has a habit of not working every damn time you need it. You pop 'em in the jaw and snag the loot. It's foolproof.
Works more in Smash
Thank
Bros. Than it
goodness
does
you're
in
not
Dragon
a fool.
Quest.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's...
People with gambling addictions should play games where they have skills like thwack.
Yeah.
A damaged Wayne.
A hostile presence. That's my second or third favorite kind of presence.
My ninth least favorite beverage, right after sentient milk that has controversial opinions on opera.
Raiment bundle. An order of garments bound for the people working at Red Rooster Stead. Hey dude, I did it. You done good, partner. Rounded up enough to bring back to the stead, I reckon. I'll tend to the rest of this here mess. You go on ahead and make sure old Skarmar gets the goods. Okay.
Sorry, I had rice.
No, it's all good.
I was eating rice.
People with gambling addictions should play games that are entirely deterministic. Yeah, like Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That's a joke. That game is not deterministic. But Xenoblade 3 hype, yeah, exactly. Gunvolt 3 comes out literally the day before it? Oh, that's right, it has a release date, doesn't it? Shit, that reminds me, I need to check the pre-order page for that shit. I'm gonna do that right now while Otaku reads this.
To see you return to us unharmed. And with 3 full bags, no less. I'm grateful, but I fear this is hardly the last we'll hear of the kobolds. They have been growing more restless in recent moons, and this trend is like to continue. Anarch must be apprised of this incident. War is at our doorstep.
Damn it, Special Edition still isn't available for pre-order. At least as far as I can tell. Alright. So the kobolds are at it again. Not content with their own territory, the creatures have been pouring forth from their subterranean dwellings to wreak havoc on Lominsan land. But we won't stand for it. Our livelihoods are at stake. Alas, with neither side willing to give any ground, I fear there may be no peaceful resolution. Well, that sucks.
That sucks. Give me your money.
Yeah, I would like to be paid now, sir. Let me organize my inventory a little bit. Just for the heck of it. Let's drink some orange juice. Delicious. Reminder, the 3DS eShop starts its slow death in 2 days. Oh god, that's right, I forgot. 2 whole Ace Attorney games are being wiped off the face of the fucking planet. That's, cool, I guess. Bait and Swat. Anarch deems a confrontation with the kobolds imminent. You've seen with your own eyes how the kobolds have taken up arms against us. Yep. The mines of Ogomoro aren't enough for the native nuisances of northern Vilbrand anymore. They've come to claim what is ours. Long ago, our war-weary forebears struck a short-sighted peace with the kobolds. What lay beneath the sea was to be Limsa's. What lay underground was Ogomoro's. Yet what resolved one conflict create another, and as the full sea cannot fully feed, clothe, and shelter the children of land, the sea cannot fully clothe, shelter the children of land. Realizing this, the kobolds tactically condoned the Lominsan settlement of Lenosha. We shared an unspoken agreement. But now, the kobolds aggressively assert their dominion, threatening our very survival. Adherence to a pact is meaningless if it means our demise. It comes time for us to take a stand. Seek the wisdom of Erlona to learn how. Okay. Before we do that, I'm going to bring my dishes downstairs. I will be right back.
Remember to take your meds, chat.
Alright, I'm back. Let's kill some kobolds or whatever. So, actually, no, I guess this would be you, Otaku, if you're here.
Okay. So, Anarch has at last abandoned the naive hope that the kobold menace would abate of its own accord. Their numbers have increased manifold as they expand southward. Food shortages spurred by overpopulation quicken the cycle of aggression. A common beggar would know better than to expect foodstuffs aboard a stagecoach bound for the stead, but the filthy scamps grow desperate. We need only set the bait, and their hunger will be their undoing. Tell Anarch to make the arrangement.
Okay. Let's see. Ingenious. We'll trap the hungry kobolds as one would any rodent. And I know just the bait to set. Tell Skarmahar to set aside some dodo meat from our next shipment. Set a bit of that in blind iron mines, and the little gluttons won't be able to resist.
I hand dead dodos to you, and you kill kobolds for me. A bargain if I ever heard one. Take this over to Quabbly, south of the mines. She'll know where it goes.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Crate of meat. This simple wooden box entrusted to you by Skarmahar of the Red Rooster Stead is heavy with rotting dodo meat. Oh, good. Hey, dude. Okay, after this, for sure this time we'll swing back to to Limsa and finish up some quests. Quabti.
In the meantime, it's my turn to take up dishes.
Fun. Good to see the Red Rooster Stead hasn't turned chicken on us. Once you've found a good hiding spot, open the crate of meat nearby. The kobolds will follow their noses. By the time they see you, it'll be too late. Kobolds have noses? Whatever. Up until about 3 years ago, we had crews working every elm of these mines around the clock. The air was so thick with dust that half of them had to dig by feel. Blind iron mining, they called it, and so the name stuck. It's probably not healthy, guys. Just to let you know.
I'm back.
Welcome back. You ever gone spelunking before? I've only done it once when I was a kid. I don't remember it super well, but, oh man, I don't know.
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
One year when we went camping, one of the events that the park was holding was like a tour of some, I think they call them bear caves, but so like I've been inside of caves before, but I don't think I've been like actually spelunking.
Mm-hmm. The distinction is kind of a like irrelevant one, really. It's more fun if you just say spelunking, because spelunking is a funny word.
Indeed.
Alright, and back we go. Actually,
I also remember going underground during a field trip once.
Really?
Yeah, it was like on or near the Erie Canal, and my dad was chaperoning. Was one of the chaperones, which is probably why it stands out to me in memory.
Mm-hmm. I should remember to do display gear. I don't want to show off our girl not wearing any clothes. It's very disrespectful to do that. She only just got out of the Vieira starting lingerie. Wouldn't be nice to stick her in something else like that. All right. Here, you can take this one, I guess.
You've done it. I expected no less. I don't know what we'd have done without you, which makes me wonder what we will do once you're gone. I was hoping you might visit the drowning wench and speak with Batteron. It's no secret the Yellow Jackets pay him heed. Mayhap he would put in a word so that Stead might procure their protection.
Okay. In that case, let's swing back through Lower Lenosha and talk to the guy at the checkpoint. And then, depending upon where that quest takes us, we will probably swing back to Limsa. Also, that reminds me, while we're running, I have a little thing that I want to do. Anytime we teleport to a place that costs us more than 350 gil, we will automatically use an Aetheryte ticket. Perfect. All right. Let's see. Ostfear. They say a messenger through the mines arrives faster than the crow flies from the stead. It's good to see you. I hadn't realized the extent of the kobold menace, but Mogrim's missive has opened my eyes. Should we fail to bolster our patrols around Lenoshan lowlands now, we stand to lose the region altogether. I have not forgotten when the kobolds sought to seize the west. 'Twould be best those there know their former nemesis has resurfaced. Though Stalewern no doubt remains vigilant, I would ask you to visit Summerford Farms and remind him that sleeping dogs may not be content to lie. I remember sleeping dogs. It's like Yakuza, but not. Alright, let's actually just use return. And teleport back to the lower docks.
It was Watch Dogs that had the implied Assassin's Creed crossover, wasn't it?
I believe so, yes. It is. They're both Ubisoft games, so...
Yeah, because a guy who dies in one of the Assassin's Creed games is a target in Watch Dogs.
Huh. I feel like I heard something about that, but I can't quite remember it. Now here's a question. Would you like to read the Nerd Cat while I read this lady?
Sure.
Okay. Acting Guildmaster Thubergeme wishes to assess the improvement of your Arcanima skills. Yes, Rouge, the time for your next lesson is upon us. You are keeping well, I trust. Taking the occasional brisk walk. One cannot form sound thoughts if one fails to maintain a sound body. Now, assuming you have been following Kylia's instructions, you should be ready to face the more dangerous threats found in western Lenosha. I speak of roselings and wild jackals, and yes, I would have you vanquish 3 of each. 'Tis the perfect sample size. The first acts as a preliminary test case, the second to test your hypothesis, and the third to perfect the tactics you've devised. Speaking of which, I trust your strategy will consist more of simply flinging ruin over and over again. Unfortunately, it will not. You are not the novice you once were, and your skills in the field ought reflect that. If you find yourself wanting for other approaches, consider assault with ruin in tandem with attacks from your carbuncle. When timed appropriately, you can deal a crippling blow to your opponent. Damn, wouldn't it be crazy if the carbuncle attacked? And we actually have not gone out to western Lenosha yet. So I guess let's go back to the Summerford Farms and finish up quests there.
The ferry from the Fisherman's Guild wouldn't have access to Aleport yet, huh?
No, not yet. I think I have to be level, like, 15 or something like that in order to have access to that ferry. Especially because the first area that you access in Western Lenosha is Swift Perch rather than Aleport. I already read that one, and I already read that one. So we're good.
Welcome, Nim-Nims.
Oh, is there a cat? Another guest star?
Yeah. Well, she probably won't join us on the mic.
Maybe she can voice the next cat girl we see.
Yeah, because I've been cat sitting for my mom this past week, because Mom has been dog sitting.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
So there's been 2 cats in the household again.
2 of thems.
Yeah. Nim-Nim with her big ol' eyes.
All
If I
right.
tried to pick her up and grab her, she'd probably dash off to my room.
The buzz on the wind.
Tells
Oh yeah, go ahead.
it's down deep. The only pests plaguing my orchard are those woeful whelps out of water. If only you could rid me of the parasitic pilots as you did the pesky pups.
What is it with everybody in the early game and alliteration and rhyming?
Yeah, alliteration later becomes just something attributed to Lalafell.
Mm-hmm. Stalewern. Ostvir's prudence befits his post. The watchman's always seen threats far over the horizon, which is all well and good, but the Sahagan swarming at our gates demand my immediate attention before ugly heads that haven't reared themselves in recent memory. Still, I know better than to disregard the bidding of the Yellow Jackets. New pants! And I'll take this one as well. Stalewern is up in arms, as his hired hands are nowhere to be found. That sea sloth Severin and his lot. Never around when there's work to be done. I know some people like that at my job. I'd sooner hire you for the sake of getting things done, but then the rapscallions would never learn. Round them up and let them know that Stalewern would like a word, and don't take no for an answer. Alright.
Under orders to kick your ass if you say no.
Good. I'll hit him with my book. Wouter.
Work? Can't work when me hands are full lifting this mug. You know, I'd wager when we last gill, you'd never guess what I'm drinking.
This man's only got one gill. Water.
They look like they're cheering on the carbuncle.
They are. I mean, why wouldn't you? Look at them.
It's baby.
It is baby. You're still up, by the way.
Well, you're right about the swill part. I reckon it might be worth a day of doing Stalewern's chores if it'll afford me a taste of proper grub.
And he vanishes into the ether. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Hey, what are you guys doing up there? Get down. It's dangerous up there. Oh yeah, we can also talk to the Chocobo Keep over here. Hello. I should probably hang on. This is an important thing. I gotta learn about Chocobo Porters. Not enough guild to pay that bloody aetherite teleportation fee? Or perhaps you simply want to ride in peace, not having to worry about fumbling through your maps or dodging bloodthirsty beasts. Then a Chocobo Porter is exactly what you need. Our birds will carry you quickly and safely to one of the many convenient destinations for merely a small handful of coin. We ask only that you observe 2 simple rules. Firstly, should you dismount while en route, you will not be allowed to remount. The Chocobo will continue on to his destination, leaving you to fend for yourself. Secondly, though each stop has a full list of accessible donations, we will only authorize travel to those which you have visited at least once before. This is to ensure that, on the off chance of one of our birds becomes disoriented and loses his way, you will be able to guide him back on course. Rest assured, however, this has never happened once in our many years of service. Our birds are trained to travel specific courses and never deviate from them. They have also been bred for speed, which will avoid outside threats to the best of their ability. In fact, we are so certain of their capacity to deliver you unharmed to your final destination that should you be attacked while riding a Chocobo Porter, we will refund you your rental fee in full. Allow me to show you to your bird. Right this way, milady.
The refund is kind of a pittance in these early locations, but then everywhere else.
Sozai Rarzai.
How am I supposed to work on an empty stomach? Go on, have a guess at what I had for breakfast.
Breaded sticks.
What? Gods, how'd you know? It's my breath, ain't it? It probably smells as wooden as the food tasted. But I know why you're here. I'd just as soon get some real food in me, but I ain't one to reject summons from the captain.
And off he goes. Alright, you chuckle fucks, where are you? Ruja is nothing if terrified of confrontation. But she'll do it anyway. Yon torches light the way to Seasong Grotto for souls lost at sea. The verse engraved in its memorial was first found carved into the deck of a shipwreck and has become a favored litany among Laminsan seafarers. It's a good thing the echo tells me where these people are slacking off. Hey, bud.
Hi, I'm Severin. You're the old man's errand girl now. Tell my dear old captain not to wet his britches. I'll be along. Oh, and just so we're clear, I don't care for loan. Go find the chocobo you rode in on and ride on out.
I didn't ride in on a chocobo, though. I walked here. What a weirdo. Kinda cringe.
Hey, do you think instead of high horse, they say high chocobo here?
I feel like there's an example of somebody saying that, but I can't say for certain. It totally feels like... You're totally right. It definitely feels like they should. Because the only place they really have horses consistently in this world is Othard. Interestingly enough. Aylmer. So Stalewern sent you. And what do you reckon I say to that? I've saucier seeds to sow. Damn right. Didn't take where I am by taking guff from any glorified gardeners. But I suppose I could see what he wants to get him off my back. Sure, buddy. Let's see, what's going on over here? With Whittleloaf.
The retired pirates are a restless bunch. All day they're at it, swearing and shouting and punching and kicking, wasting all that time and energy on everything but fun.
Piffrawall. Shovels? Ha! The only thing that sheds houses now are hungover freebooters. Away from the orchards and out of the boss's sight. Perfect spot for a nap. Oh look, he's doing the delinquent pose. Or the goon pose.
Is that an emote that's available for any of us?
No, unfortunately not. It and one other emote that is that I could show off potentially is not available. It's well, I don't know if we'll get to it today. I hope we do, because it's one of my favorite one of these like little text bubble things.
And goading.
Yeah. The winter can warm me bunk. I've been hit harder by an ocean breeze. Oh damn, she's promising to sleep with whoever wins. Ha ha ha! You gonna let him talk to you like that? This guy's fucking asleep. This guy doesn't have anything to say.
Dead.
The fuck away. I don't want to accept your free company invite. More like paid company, because that's not free. I mean, it is, but... Axes were made for splitting skulls, not stumps. You know what I did in my sailing days? Wanton slaughter? You bet your bosom I did, lass. Aye, those were the days. I reckon now I'll have to be satisfied taking my axe to the trees.
Okay, but axes were, in fact, made for trees, not
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, literally. Wait,
people
What?
turned it into, for want of a hammer.
What does
As
this
they
guy
say.
think boats that he sailed on are made out of? Hopes and dreams? Trees, idiot! What do you think cut the trees down? This isn't Minecraft. We don't punch wood out of trees. It's inefficient. Use an axe. That guy's practicing his magics. Alright. Yeah, it's your turn.
You continue to impress, lass. All but Severin are accounted for. It's no fault of yours, he squirmed out. I've let that go through my fingers more times than I can count. But rest assured, next time I see him, we'll put him squarely in the dirt. We're all such...
Damn. Alright, what's next? Pains me to say, but all the gil in the world can't buy loyalty. There are some, like you, who can be trusted, but then there are others. Until now, I've had no choice but to rely on that charlatan Severin, even though I'm fully aware he's been doing shady deals behind my back. More than once I've heard tell of an improper trading with goblins. It wouldn't be the least surprised if that were happening right now. Not a bell ago, a sack of oranges vanished, as did Severin. I want you to find and confront the bastard for me, Lorelei. I'm sure there's wrongdoing afoot, so be sure to doubt anything that comes out of his mouth. Actually, Mr. Delivery Moogle, I have, let's see. Ah, yes, these. I'll take these, but we will not be, using them. Well, we can't use them yet. Punch the trees like the pretty boy punches the funny senator. Standing here, I trealize. You were just like tree, try to make history. I'm sorry, that wasn't very funny. I'll do better, probably.
I have captured the Nim-Nim.
Excellent.
She does not approve.
When do they ever approve?
I mean, Ted at least sings along.
That's fair.
With Nim, it's Russian roulette as to whether or not she's gonna try and gouge my arm open with her little teeth.
Silent indignation. Gorblin! It's funny because that's not the song playing during that part, but the memes say otherwise. It's true, yeah. I don't even remember what song is playing right there. I think it's just like a generic, like, battle theme of some variety. Alright, and remember, kids, even in situations where you have to use emotes on people, still talk to them for additional dialogue. Here we go! Bloody hells, I'm up the straight without a paddle.
I'm up the straight without a paddle.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
You can get this one when I doubt him. Very stern.
What's this now? Stalwin sent you for the oranges. Huh. So the old bugger had known all this time. Ugh, what does it matter anyway? Listen, you're one of those goody-goody adventurer types, yeah? Go rescue me mates from those double-dealing goblins. They're just over yonder by the bonfire.
Oh, great. This fucking idiot, his idiot goons are all captured by the goblins that they were trying to sell shit to. This is kind of sad for pirates, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's why none of them were the captain.
That's true. Bitch. Alright, we'll get this fucking idiot first. I owe you one. Would have gotten away myself if not for Severin shoving me aside. Yeah, that figures. I'm using the Force to massage your back.
If you hadn't come, my dodo would have been cooked. Cooked dodo.
At least it's not a bunch of adventurers in a cave full of goblins. It's true. You would need some sort of goblin destroyer. Perhaps a goblin killer. A goblin a goblin disciplinarian. Severin sent you. Ha! The way he flew out of here, I was sure he sold us down the river. I mean, he kinda did. Let's see. Hey, idiot.
You saved me, mates, and for that I owe you. Suppose I should be ashamed I couldn't clean up my own mess.
Yeah, you should, actually.
But a pirate knows no shame. I've no qualms about going back on the road. I'm only giving you this sack because I like the cut of your jib. Take it to Alcine and send him my regards.
I'm gonna run away like a little, like a loser. You didn't win. We totally won. Sack of oranges.
Not like I respect you or anything, you baka.
You idiot.
You wee daft cunt. Wait, am I allowed to say that on stream?
I don't care.
Fair enough.
I gotta drink more orange juice. More appy juice. Ossine! What have we here? A delivery from Summerford Farms? And as scheduled? Ha! There's a first time for everything. How on earth is this on schedule? Whatever. Well, here you go, buddy. Well, look at that. Not a single one missing either. About the only things not here are those bagmen, and I don't miss them one bit. Here's Stillwarn's payment in full. With you, I can trust it'll reach him. Wahoo! A sack of gill. I do need to remember to check the logs of quests too, because there's occasionally there's some pretty funny stuff in there. I don't think I'll read all of them, just because it's going to be like literally recapping shit that we just did. But I'll check them, and if there are funny ones in there, then I will. I'll point them out. Oh, also I forgot to talk to Bateron. Oops. That's fine. You might be sent back there for this quest anyway. Well, we got a bit more to go on this, I think.
Bit of a thunderstorm going on outside.
Uh-oh.
Again,
also...
worried Ramu's out to get my ass.
Yeah. Just make sure you don't stack next to anybody and overlap AoEs. One thing I will say, by the way, for other folks here is, if you do intend on joining me for these, you do not have to stay for the entire session. You don't even have to be there when the stream starts either. If it takes you a little bit of time to get here, that's totally fine. If you need to leave early, that's also totally fine. If your power gets knocked out because of a really angry primal killing you, that's also fine. Just don't die. But, I mean, Otaku, you've cleared Ramu several times. I think you know what to expect from him.
Yeah. About the only Ramu I wouldn't know, larboard from starboard, would be the Eden Ramu Savage.
Mm-hmm. Alright, I think this one's yours.
Okay. There was silence for a bit, so I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, you're good.
Back in one piece. That's a relief. How'd you fare, Lorelei?
I got the money.
Ah, this is what I was aiming for. Looks to be all I was owed, alright. Though I'd be telling you false if I claimed not held out more hope for Severin. I was even willing to overlook skimming off the top. but to sell us all short in favor of those godforsaken goblins. You'd do well to mind yourself around that two-guild cheat. If he'd leave his own mates for dead, there's no telling what he'd do to you.
Oh, goody. It's one of my favorite pieces of gear. Remember, guys, they're not putting helmets on Vieira because they don't want them clipping through their ears.
So here's this hood with holes cut in it for your ears.
Anyway. Gherkin. Gherkin seeks fertile soil to improve the yields of his newly plowed fields. Blast! At this rate, the crops will never be ready for harvest. If only we had black loam. Just a bit could send our stocks soaring. I bet Rotweeda knows where you might find some. Perhaps you might pay her a visit in the orchard. And it looks like we've also got another quest, ouch, down here. Imagine if Vieira could get hats with ear socks like Mikote. I know, right? It would be fucking hilarious. But unfortunately, because Vieira have different ear shapes, I don't think they could do that. I don't think you can adjust the shapes of Mikote ears too much. You can adjust, like, the size, probably, but not, like... You can't make the flopsy ears. Kanamkar, what do you want, bud? High potions are in short supply at Tiller's Rest, and Khan Mahar hopes to remedy that.
If you're headed to Tiller's Rest, I have a favor to ask of you. The pirates have been away from sea for too long, and their broken hearts turn to bloodshed for solace. A full supply of medicine lasts barely a week. If you could buy a high potion and take it up to Wood Elf, you may well save some lives.
And luckily, we already have a high potion. So that's Poggers. Anyway, we look like a Jedi now. That's cool. Alright. That gherkin's got a head of a cabbage if he thinks I'm fetching him in any black loam. But if you dare to pinch some from the cook pot, then be my guest. Just mind you don't just get trampled upon by the aurochs that dwell there. Once you've 3 bushels worth, take the black loam to, Prifferwall at Tiller's Rest. He'll know what to do. Okie dokie. Uh-oh. What's going on over here, guys? During the calamity, many bands of pirates lost their ships to either Garlean attackers or the flames of Bahamut. Most found new crews to join, but those who didn't simply turned to banditry on land. Use your blades to convince the lads it's high time they seek new employment. Nah. The Yellow Jackets look like they've got it handled, probably. Splash, splash, splash. Oh, but we do actually have to kill a couple of these guys. For our hunting log. I don't entirely understand why real people are in the hunting log for the guild. That seems a little fucked up.
Bounty hunting.
I guess,
Bounty
but
hunting.
you know.
You're only ever killing poachers and the like.
Well, there's a captain here. I never noticed this guy. Captain Peter Pigeontoe. What's your deal, buddy? If this was World of Warcraft, this guy would be like a rare spawn or something. He would drop a special piece of loot when he died. But nope. Just nothing. That's okay.
One of them B-rank hunt marks.
Yep. Onwards to the cookpot. Hey guys, excuse me, don't mind me. God damn it, you minded me. What did I just say? Alright, fine, I'll just kill my way through here. It's just like Frieza says. Fine then, I'll just kill you all. Black loam. Quite literally a steaming sack of shite. Fuck, he saw me. Whose footprints are these? Oh, also, high potion. This concoction instantly restores a fair amount of HP. We're also near the river that's named after Otaku's cat.
I'm either hearing things or here shooting fireworks in inclement weather.
Alright. Your turn.
Ugh, even the weeds is wither and die in this desolate dirt. Here, have some shit. But a bit of this black loam ought to change all that. I haven't seen any in ages. Gathering black loam's not for the weak of will, nor the weak of stomach, eh? Oh, don't tell me Gherkin and Rotweed have neglected to mention where black loam comes from. Well, surely you figured it out on your own from the cloying stench. Comes from the Aurochs' lair, of all places. Well, why dwell on who misled whom about what? What matters is that your efforts has brought us the black loam, and we can expect a bountiful harvest as a result. Thank you.
No problem, buddy.
Ain't that the chick I mistook for a shoebill earlier?
No, different name, I think. Here, you can keep reading this one.
Confounded pirates. They know nothing of tillin', only killin'. Stealing our shovels to melt and forge into axes of all things. They're biting the hand that feeds them, the mangy mongrels. I'd love to teach those curs a lesson of obedience myself, if I hadn't sworn to Stalerin that I wouldn't fight them. So I'll need you to bring back our farm tools, and make sure those dogs reap what they've sown.
Okay. I'm plumb out of potions. Any sorry sufferer knocking on my door may as well be knocking on Thal's. Alls I can offer him is a prayer. And one potion. Were I a gods-fearing man, I'd say you were heaven-sent. After the dust settles from the next pirate brawl, some sorry soul will owe you his lousy life. I pity the poor fish out of water. At first I thought the fights were just to kill time, but now I truly believe some have a death wish. There's naught that can be done about that. We can't make them want to live. All we can do is hope they learn to love the land. Sucks, brother. Give me your shit.
Ever heard them dying?
What's that?
Like when enemies go down. They make noises. I never get to hear that. Because I have the volume down so low.
Yeah, me too. I always fail to notice little things like footsteps of things around you too. There's a lot of really nice and fine detail in this game that kind of goes unnoticed. Which is one of the reasons why this series is fun.
Yeah. Wonder what those sea dogs will try and steal when there's no harvest.
Wait, shit, hang on.
Ah.
Without tools like these, the tillers who frequent Tiller's Rest would have a hard time tilling. Sorry, go on.
Ah, good to see the tools back and in serviceable condition. Which will be more than we can say of Severin when we get our hands on him. The wretch likely had a role in the theft. Despite a meeting with the pirates in secret I did. I couldn't care less if the Wastrel won't work. When he consorts with cutpurses that take our tools away, he's crossed the line. Stalwart ought to know the sort of scallywag he's dealing with. Take word to him, would you?
Obi KB. It's almost time to kill a child. Kind of. Can't believe it's only only been like an hour since I last said, damn, it's only been an hour and 50 minutes. That is to say, we've only been going for 2 hours and 50 minutes. How are you feeling, Otaku?
I'm feeling alright.
Okay, just making sure you're still good to keep going.
Yep.
Alright, pirates making off with our tools. Piffwall did well not to take matters into his own hands. Last thing I need is blood on my crops.
I don't know, the iron would be nice for the soil, I think.
That's true. But I'll be damned if Severin thinks he can take us for fools. His treachery won't go unpunished. New book! New book! I've come to expect a great deal from you, lass, and you've never once let me down. Yet what I'd ask of you now goes on beyond aught what I've asked before. Would you hear my plea all the same? Stalwart has reason to believe that Severin is up to no good. Something must be done. Also, welcome back, Emily. Congratulations on being done with Stardew. You beat it. You beat the whole game. It eases my mind to have your ear, your gigantic floppy ear. You're no doubt familiar with that scoundrel Severin by now. Well, the scheme and scapegoat Grace is at it again. Since the letter came for him, he's been skulking about in a manner that he does when he's up to no good. Now he's rounded up his rogues and buggered off, with nary a word to anyone. I've grown accustomed to his insolence, but something tells me this is different. It ain't exactly damning, but when I last had words with him, he didn't look so defiant, so much as hunted. I can't help thinking he's gone looking for trouble and found more than he wanted. Well, hello there! What's going on? What's going on, Tomes? How you doing? So I was hoping you might hunt his sorry hide down and drag it back here before it's too late. The ungrateful little cur bites me every chance he gets, but I can't quite bring myself to cut him loose. I suppose he reminds me a bit of my youngest self. Suffice it to say, I'd rather he didn't come to a sticky end. As for how to find him, I'd try asking Green Ouida at the Aetheryte. She was the last one to see him. I dare say she'll be able to tell you where he was headed. And you're right, Piop. Hopefully they will be severing ties with Severin. Glad to hear you're doing good. Hey lady, where the guy at?
Nothing that passes through these gates escapes my notice. I saw the Rouser and his rabble set out for Woad Whisper Canyon not long ago, saying about drinking themselves stupider. Cheeky sod said I should join them. I told him I'd rather shrivel up than nip whatever it was they had pickled their brains. If you find the idle swine, be sure to give him a cuff around the ear from me, would you?
Sure! So they're down there. There's also a quest over there that we can pick up. So let's do that. Gecko, are you dead? Stop that. Stop being dead. And cut that out. Because of Uwu? Yeah, that'll happen.
I have unlocked Uwu. I ain't touching it with a 10-yalm pole.
Crates of freshly picked oranges waiting to be delivered to Galadin's Bay pleasure boats are in danger of being infested by rats lured in by the sweet smell of the fruit. Drive back the vermin until the Chocobo caravan arrives. No, I will not be doing that. I'm gonna be, running. Oh god, rats. Oh god, they're after me. And yes, you did hear that correctly. Otaku has, in fact, unlocked Uwu.
Just going through the requisite savages in order to get mounts. I still do not have the funny plane.
I'm sure Adachi would be happy to help you with that.
Oh, I'm sure. And I think tomorrow or some other day, I need to pester Zach again about the group thing, because I know Moon wanted in on something like that as well.
I said raise the lift. Incoming cargo. Oh yeah, what do you know? There's a little thing floating out there. That's cool.
They use balloons.
All right. So what I'm hearing is a new body to drag, I guess.
Should be
Let's see.
something other than Red Mage Gecko.
We crit.
Because it's literally the only class I have even remotely close to Biss.
That's some cliff, ain't it? You'd never get cargo up and down that thing without this great bloody mess of wooden pulleys. What do you do here? A collection of freight companies banded together to come up with the skylift you see here. I guess you could call me the face of the operation. Not that I wield out more authority than the next bloke, you understand. With Limsa being a place built on the ways of pirates, every leading act is decided by a vote. So my job is setting up meetings and presiding over the votes. The grease on the wheels, as it were. Oh wow, you really are reading every little thing? You're damn fucking right I am. Some days I'd sooner be driving one of them wagons and getting some real work done. What kind of place is this? This operation was set up after the Calamity cracked the very ground and raised the cliff near across Middle Lenosha. You might rely on cargo ships for delivering along the coast, but the folk living inland still need our wagons to get through. This scaffolding ain't sturdy enough to hold up a fully laden wain, so the ideal solution would be to collapse a section of the cliff and make us a ramp. Of course, no bugger has the time or resources for that sort of undertaking. For the time being, we're stuck using what we have. Interesting. I'm guessing, in that case, that in 1.0, and Zach or Kent might be able to confirm this, that this cliff, this split here was not present, and this was just one kind of succinct area, potentially. And now he's telling everyone he's gone and lain with a mermaid. That's weird. Let's see. It's a shame we can't look through the 1.0 maps. Kind of. Areas in 1.0 were much larger but had a lot of copy-pasted terrain in them. Oh, don't worry. I've seen the maps of Gridania and the Shroud from 1.0. It didn't look very good. Looked bad. Kazai Buyozai. Buizai.
All the local cargo companies banded together to launch a grand operation you see for you. Now, it might be as they cooperated to get things rolling, but you can wager your grandma's wooden teeth that they'll steal each other's clients as soon as sneeze.
Damn. That's fuck it up. Let's see. They were like, hey, remember Yotar and Yatunga Jungles in Final Fantasy XI? Let's do that for a starting zone. I don't know what that means, but I'll take your word for it. Widovaka, a skylift operator, is looking for somebody to assist her with her megalocrab woes. For the love of Limelane, not again. The leather's ripped to bloody shreds. No, there's not a ride with me breeches, you cheeky sod. It's the megalocrabs. They've been at the balloon envelopes I left out to dry on the rocks. Those hellspawn snippers thinks they found squid or something and set to nibbling. Less balloons in the air means less cargo getting lifted, and that don't sit too well with me. You looking for a quick job? How about you crack a few shells before you head off on your way? If you could put down 5 or so of the buggers, that ought to do for now. Do you have anything else to say? That cliff face there is known as the Descent, and it weren't around before the Calamity. Used to be you could drive a wagon straight down the road, but now, well, now we get to make use of this great bloody scaffolding to haul goods up and down. Damn nuisance it is. Well, you know, everybody loves a good lift. All right. Oh, yeah, actually, here's a really fun thing we can do. Because this is an area that I don't think you ever really go to for quests. Also, we've got some megalocrab shells. The hard green carapace of a megalocrab. We have the foremast over here, as well as Singifhub, Mr. GitHub, we'll call him.
Foremast is one of the newer Yellow Jacket garrisons. You think the name's strange? Well, just as foremast is found at the front of a galley, the name of our barracks is a reflection of our willingness to fight on the front lines of the battle.
Interesting. As you can see, there's some Yellow Jackets training here. And remember, you're not pirates anymore. I'll have no corpse looting. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No looting? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I gotta read everything, even if it's the same line 5 times, followed by one cat girl lamenting the fact that she can't loot. Let's see. I don't think there's any more places we can necessarily explore on foot right now, so back we go. I like this little area. It's a cool little environmental detail. What's the matter? Feeling crabby? It's their headquarters, right? Yes, that's correct. It's their main garrison and among other things, because I know they also have at least like a command center up in the Marauders Guild, because that's where the I can't remember what his name is. There's the gentleman there who's kind of standing on like a podium up above them. I believe he's the leader of the head of the Yellow Jackets. You take care of them snippers. Good bloody riddance. Nice work there, lass. Still, it won't be long before a new crew of crabs come sliding into claimed territory. And our loads just keep getting heavier with all the rebuilding going on. If I don't want to be buried under a mountain of crates, I think it best of a more lasting solution to this snipper problem. Oh, hang on. Is that our first time getting ice crystals? A tiny crystal and manifestation of etheric ice energy. There. Now you guys know what ice energy, or ice shit is. Okay. Well, she does not have any ideas on how to fix the crab solution, or the crab problem. Alright. Giant crab. Giant enemy crab. Shearing is caring. Shearing Sheridan has been shearing his share of luckless passers-by since long before the Calamity. What the megalocrab needs now is a good shell-shocking. Oh, it also appears that we have some of the enemies that we need to kill over here available for us. So let's do that now, shall we? Train them as mounts. Adventurers around the globe will be flocking to take them from you. True. Alright, that's the Jackal's Den. Oh, hey, it's this fucker again. Hey, bud.
All the dirty, deceitful, downright dastardly deeds that slippery bastard's done. Claiming to take the lads out for a drink, only to lead us straight into a bloody trap. Don't get no lower than that. Of course, I've learned to stay a step ahead of old Severin, so I was ready. But the others weren't so lucky. You've got to help them.
Man, this kid, this Severin kid fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Like, just an asshole all around. Oh god, Sephiroth's clone? What is this? No, I don't care. Hey buddy, how you doing? My axe may as well have been a white flag for all the good it did. Hope you fare better, or the Sully bastards in there are done for. Now, we could go talk to that and start this, but it's more important that we talk to these guys. Hey buddy, how you doing?
Ain't safe here. Take the others and get out while you still can.
Hey man, how you doing? At long last, you will have the dog's death you deserve, deserter. Well, that's nice. Hey, Sozai. You were up, Otaku.
Sorry.
All good.
Severin might have got us into this mess, but I ain't about to let him give his life for us. I'd sooner bow to a fishback than be in that conniving bastard's debt. To arms!
It's time for a duty. A true knave. You betray even yourself, Severin. Ouch. Ugh. We were prepared to overlook the matter of your desertion on the condition that you provide us with suitable replacements. That was the agreement. Yet your latest change of heart leaves your debt to us unpaid. Few are they who betray the Serpent Reavers twice. You will not do so a third time. Hello! Cowering behind your protector will only delay the inevitable. Honorless wretch, your life is all you have left. Your soul is mine, and worthless though it be, we shall take it. Oh, that's weird. Who's that guy?
O mournful voice of creation, send unto me a creature of the abyss, my thrall to command, that I may smite mine enemies.
It's multiple piece golem. Let's rock. Get it? Because it's made out of rock. You are strong, but are you strong enough to withstand this? Yes, I can dodge AoEs. Rumble. Impossible! Never has the golem been so sorely tested. Oh yeah? Paper beats rock, bitch.
That the golem could be vanquished. That woman is no ordinary adventurer.
He gone.
Oh, fuck, she almost saw me.
Oh, shit. I would love it if you saw him, like, diving down to avoid being seen, like, oh, shit!
I know, right?
There's not enough moments where you see these guys being just fucking idiots, because they really are. The snake slithered away. I am only glad he did not have the chance to sink his fangs more deeply into you. Oh, I got a headache. My tummy hurt. Incredible stealth work, Y'shtola. Those pirates do not belong to any of the known Leminson factions. Whom then do they serve? The Beast Tribes? Surely not. But the timing of their appearance coincides all too neatly with the recent surge in Rahagan and Kobold activity. Something is afoot. The question is what? Could it be that the tribes are planning to summon their primals? 12 help us if it should prove so. Limsa would be hard-pressed to keep a single primal at bay, let alone 2. But all is yet speculation. I must needs find evidence. The seas continue to rise. Why is she talking out loud? I don't know. Sometimes you just gotta do that. I do it to myself all the time. I'm technically doing it right now. While the lesser moon continues to fall. And ilm by ilm, the world becomes ever more unlike itself. It is as Louis Soir foretold. The coming of chaos has rendered the laws of nature mutable, blurring the boundary between the material and ethereal planes. Little now stands between us and the primals. But they are not here yet. Though time be against us, hope shall ever be on our side. Never did the creed of Charlian ring more true. Never did I dream that I would possess the means to see Aether. Yet now that I do, I begin to take it for granted. How swiftly did the wonders of Charlian seem commonplace. Actually, Otaku should probably be Flower Girl.
Here, for you. Have you come for the festivities? Today, the Maelstrom officially makes that great hole in the sea its training ground. Join in the celebration.
Fuck no. Do the animation. Yes, let's go!
What happened to the flower?
It turned into the twig. Wait! I sense a surge in the ether! But whence does it emanate? Seesaw and Grotto, perhaps. And that's when she met us. What have we here? Can you walk? "'Tis I. Regrettably, no, he eluded me. Understood. I will inform the Commodore." Hi. You collapsed from your exertions. Again. Are you suitably recovered? Severin here has appraised me of all that transpired. His account sheds some light on how you came to be attacked by a golem, of all things. A golem is a mindless automaton, inert save when commanded to be otherwise. Common pirates could not hope to control such a thing, so arcane are its workings. But then these tattooed wretches are no common pirates. They are the minions of the Sahagan. As to their purpose, well, I shall get to the bottom of it. But first I must escort Severin back to his place of employment. I dare say Stalewind will be wondering what has become of him. And you too, for that matter. I will bear word to him of your preservation, but I am certain he would like to thank you in person. Pray, pay the man a visit. Ah, he told me of you, but perchance he did not tell you of... he told me of you, but perchance he did not tell you of me. My name is Y'shtola. I am a naturalist of sorts, surveying the ether in the hope that it might offer up some clue as to our predicament.
I'd say I owe you my life. That don't cover it. If it weren't for you, my friends would be dead and all. 'Tis a debt I can never repay, but I'll not make things worse by running away. Take me to Summerford Farms, and then I'll face the consequence.
For reasons I cannot fathom, you seem... Forgive me. Mayhap we shall have a chance to speak again when I have marshaled my thoughts. Until our paths next cross. Farewell.
Yeah, Y'shtola does it better than Thancred did. Because Thancred cracks a joke about following me, and I did not like that.
Yes, I distinctly remember you voicing your supreme dislike for Thancred when he first appeared, which was very, very funny.
Yeah. Both Thancred and another character I voiced my supreme dislike for, but then the fuckers started growing on me.
That'll happen.
And I'm wondering how much of that is voice acting on Thancred's end.
Probably a good amount. I do actually think Taliesin Jaffe is a pretty good fit for Thancred. I just think he needed better direction. Because I think that's one of the biggest problems with the actors in A Realm Reborn is just kind of a lack of, like, good direction. Because most of them fit. Sam Riegel as Alpha Node, maybe a little less so. I never realized how much Y'shtola's speech pattern reminds me of Urianger. I actually totally agree with that. In fact, I was going to bring it up initially, but I just kind of forgot to. The Boy Who Cried Jackal. A young porter thought it would be clever to fool his companions into believing they were being stalked by a pack of jackals, so while the others were off hunting the beasts, he could slip in and frolic with a local milkmaid. The only problem being, jackals truly were stalking him, and now he's in a pickle. Fucking idiot. Oh, excuse me, sir. I said Emily would love Thancred immediately, and I was correct. Yes, that is correct. I am always right. All the time. The fiends will arrive shortly. Make ready. Yes, sir. Let's see. Suck it up, lad. You're a storm soldier now. Yes, Amin.
The road through the checkpoint, and it will take you into Wineport. Sorry, sounds cutting in and out.
All good.
For me.
I am alt-tabbing a little bit, so that's probably why. There is another line for you, though.
Aye, the place is famous for its wines, but that's not all you'll find up there. The Garleans built a military base close by, so be on your guard. The Dinavelle checkpoint serves as one of our last lines of defense should the Imperial forces attempt an invasion.
Hey, bud. Oh, no, he's just hanging out. He's having a good time.
What's going on, Minion?
Cat girl with metal... Look at this. Look at fucking metal cat holes. They're cat socks, ear socks, or whatever. Very silly. Any longer and the captain will report us. You worry overmuch. The captain is malms away. Those are basically ear greaves? Exactly. Let's just sneak back here real quick and see if there's anything to read around these parts. Doesn't look like it. Alright, off to Western Lenosha then. That has got to be uncomfortable. I know, right? Alright, the only thing we're missing in our hunting log right now is, lightning sprites. Down in the God's Grip area, which is down here. But we'll get to that eventually. First, we have to go to Western Lenosha, and look at that off in the distance. Ain't that a fucking sight?
It's a good thing we're never going near that area ever.
Exactly. Yes, a new area. Technically the first new area we've gotten since last stream. Don't worry, guys. 3 hours in, and we finally unlocked a new area. We're making progress, kind of. Oh, nice. There's lightning sprites here, too. Might as well pick those up. Also, you know what? I'm actually probably going to take a... Is that how you pronounce it? Pronounce what? Level 14... Lucid dreaming. We can now dream lucidly. I always thought it was something along the lines of Lake Noskea, or La Noskea. I seem to recall them specifically referring to it as Lenosha in some cutscene or other. I could be totally wrong as well, but then, you know, whatever.
It's usually called Lenosha.
Not much to see around here except the Aetheryte. Don't know why they bothered to put one in a half-dead hamlet like Swiftperch. Tiroro!
Battle Warden Tiroro Tiro at your service, or should I say, you'll be at my service if you agree to join one of our guild husks. But now that I take a closer look at you, I don't reckon you'll be at anyone's service till you've blooded your hands a bit more.
Well, fuck you, buddy. Yeah, Chocobo Porter dialogue. Hey, what are you guys up to? Ever think of leaving? Not a moment I don't. Those guys are having fun. Fiwan Bouillon. I realize I'm a tiny fish amid a sea of sharks, but I think there are enough shrewd traders in this cutthroat market for an honest peddler to carve out a decent niche. Quamalosi.
I was born and raised to the west of here. You won't find the village on recent maps, though. The Sahagan removed any need to mark it.
Oh, actually, hang on. Is there any? No, there's nothing more. Remen. Forgive my candor, but I mislike strangers. Have patience, though. The day may come when we can do business. Okay, bud. Now, see, this area here, like Halfstone, Quarterstone, and like this, or I guess Halfstone mostly, I would be very much interested to see what this place was like in 1.0. Because as far as I understand, basically, like, there used to be a settlement here that's just gone now. Yeah, this is you.
Aside from the Aetheryte, there's precious little of interest in Swiftperch. You are, however, welcome to stay as long as you like.
What do you do here?
Up until the calamity reduced this place to a smoking ruin, I aided my father in raising crops of wheat. Now my dear old dad is gone, our once beautiful fields are untilled and overgrown, and our dodo livestock has learned a taste for unfettered freedom. But I will not let this tragedy defeat me. Sworn to restore my father's beloved settlement to the way it was when he yet lived. Single-handedly, if I must.
What manner of place is Swiftperch?
This settlement was constructed here as part of efforts to rebuild the destroyed Aetheryte camps after that horrible incident.
You can just call it the Calamity, man. That's what everybody calls it.
It was originally found further to the northwest, but when we returned from Limsa Lominsa, we were taking shelter from the fiery destruction and such, you see. There was not much left of our homes or fields. The scene that greeted us was enough to wilt our very spirits. Folk were left with barely enough enthusiasm to shuffle about in a fugue-like depression, let alone lift a hoe or make a fence. But I have plans to expel this air of defeat with a fresh breath of hope.
Good for you, bud. Used to be that these lands were covered with a blanket of wheat, and a small settlement flourished a short walk to the north of here. The ravages of the calamity put an end to that, as you can see. Aye, they did their best to rebuild, riding the momentum of the initiative to restore the Aetherite camps, but it's as if the very life has been leached from the ground. Few can seem to muster the enthusiasm needed to bring vitality back to this barren soil. That sucks. Alright, let's see, what else is back here? Can't go in the house, it's locked. Hey man, to be back at sea, what I wouldn't give. Another day older and deeper in debt. Yeah, this place sucks. Certainly feels like the life has been sucked out of this place. You're up.
Lonely place, this swift perch. That don't mean there ain't work to be done, just not by the likes of an unbloodied fry like yourself. Till old batter on 10 fingers hadn't signed off on you, I'll entrust the safety of this godforsaken corner of the realm to more capable.
I always forget his last name is 10 Fingers.
Pirate's name.
I guess. Get a better last name, dude. This guy's reading a book. A damn hard place, this Quarterstone. Damn hard. Another day older and deeper in debt. Sounds like old, Yep. Actually, you know what? We're going to, return to Limsa. Swing by, Baderon's place to turn in this quest that we've had for a while and we haven't turned in, and then also continue the Arcanist's quest. And finally, the promise of Otaku getting to read Nerdcat's lines will maybe come true. Off to the Ass Castle. Excuse me, that guy's naked. Baderon. I killed some kobolds. So, the stead's in over their heads with the kobolds, are they? 'Twas wishful thinking to believe the mine rats would stay put in Ogomoro. Any barkeep can tell you as rodents are wont to spread. This wave's just come sooner than reckoned. The pact was a farce. No handshake ever solved a blood feud. We just needed to lick our wounds a while is all. Well, I suppose they all healed up. Even the Maelstrom's taken note of how the rascals run rampant. You can be sure they're ordering crystals to summon Titan, and gods help us if they do. Limsa will look back on these petty thefts and skirmishes as the good times as good old times when that day comes, I tell you. And there won't be a company heroes around to answer our prayers this time neither. Well, an on's prevention's worth a pawn's a cure. I'll talk to the Yellow Jackets and see if they can't slow the kobolds' advance on the stead. We got a bone ring. Cool. And yeah, Limsa at night is very, very pretty. Also, can I do Smith stuff yet? I see you've just but recently taken up the Adventurer's Mantle. In the Adventurers Guild, we see new adventurers as fledgling heroes. You are our champions of tomorrow, our nation stars of limitless potential. My fellow smiths and I are here to provide you with guidance, but the Guild also enlists a cadre of veteran adventurers who will be happy to share with you their accumulated wisdom. You can recognize these helpful men and women by their title of mentor. Talking about the naked dude, but that too? Fair enough. Mentors stand ready to advise you on any aspect adventuring. They have hundreds of quests under their belts and will likely have a solution for whatever dilemma or whatever EX trial you've accidentally queued in for. A mentor may even offer you to accompany you on your adventures. It is highly recommended you take advantage of a mentor's aid to enrich your experiences in Eorzea. Play. Do not hesitate to ask me if you would like to know more. Yes, I know how that works. Thank you. Okay. Off to the Arcanist's Guild now. Listen to that sound effect of taking the book out. That's how you know it's a good book, because it makes a cool noise when you take it out. Alright. Thubergeme. Welcome back, Ruja. How did it feel to conquer such ferocious foes? Let us ride that wave of triumph onto an even more demanding and dangerous challenge. Your next training exercise will have you accompanying Forseer Keela on one of her inspections. This experience will afford you the opportunity to witness firsthand the practical application of Arcanima. Pray, do not tarry, Ruja. Keelia awaits you upon the floor below with further details. It's true, it's how I pick up books at the local bookstore. You heard it here first, folks. The English major says, if a book makes this noise when you pick it up, it's a good fucking book. Where are you, nerd? There you are. Here she is.
A timely appearance, as I expected. Shall we proceed directly to the job at hand? I have been tasked with examining the wares of a goblin peddler caravan run by the Boylestocks family. Our agents suspect these beastmen merchants of dealing in forbidden goods. As such, I have calculated that announcing an inspection has a 60% chance of inviting physical violence. I have prepared a strategy to respond to this possible shift into hostilities, but there is an important precondition you should be made aware of before we discuss the finer points of my plan. Though I am considered gifted in the formation of tactics, I lack the reflexes and coordination necessary to employ many of those selfsame strategies on the field of battle. Pray keep this factor in mind and adjust your perceptions accordingly. Now, should the goblins offer battle, you are to execute combat pattern 1345, other known as stratagem focus fire. Good God, I am short as shit. You and your carbuncle will concentrate your attacks on a single foe, and, one by one, the enemy will wither under the combined onslaught. Probability of victory, 95%. Reports place the peddlers in the vicinity of the cook hut in Middle Lenosha. I will depart immediately to assess the situation. Seek me out once you arrive.
I like how they make her actually walk up the stairs before disappearing on the spot. Alright. Let's get to the Aetherite Plaza, and everybody close your eyes in case we see any naked people. Looking down. Okay, we're good. Let's see. I would like you to take me to Summerford. Ouch. Ugh. All right. Chances are, I'm not exactly sure how much longer I want to go for today. I don't know if I want to go for the full 4 hours, because I think that'll probably put us at like 10. And it would be even later for you, Otaku, so...
Yeah.
I think what we'll do is we will follow this questline until it takes us back to Bateron, because I think it probably will, and then finish the Arcanist quest, turn that in, and then call it a day.
Okay.
Tempest, just a summon. Sure. Alrighty. Stalewern. Hey, bud. Lo, I knew you'd return. Y'shtola delivered Severin a bit ago. Tales of your heroic deeds precede you. The rest came shuffling back too, a lot of them sporting the same haunted expression.
It's me who's to blame for that. That and the rest. I was once a serpent reaver.
A thrall to Rahaga. 7 hells, reavers may look and sound and act like pirates, but they're not but the fishback's flunkies.
Us pirates ain't much for laws, but there's things we won't do. We've got a code, see? But the reavers never followed a word of it. A few years back, they started snatching law-abiding Laminsons. I'd only just taken my oath when our captain bent the knee to his new Sahagan masters. I knew I had to get away. So I crept off one night, got myself a new name, and found myself a new home. Summerford Farms. Trouble is, secrets don't stay secret for long round here, and soon word spread, all the way back to sea. The penalty for desertion is death, but the Reavers offered me a way out instead. My freedom in exchange for my mates.
You know, you'd think the best thing to do if you were, like, marked for death or whatever is to lay low instead of causing as much fucking trouble as you physically can. But, I mean, whatever. The letter.
I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't bloody thinking. Too busy soiling myself.
Aye, but you got there in the end, didn't you? When the time came, you made the right decision. The men say little to me, but I hear 'em talk of how you stood up to the Reavers at the last, of how you tried to give your life to save theirs.
Be that as it may, no deed, however good, can atone for the crime of betraying your brother. I know that. I do. That's why I'm going to hand myself over to the Yellow Jackets. I'll bring shame to the farm no more.
You'll hear no arguments from me. Each man must sail according to his own moral compass. I just hope yours guides you back here someday. There will always be a place for you at Summerford Farms, lad.
And I'll always be in your death, Staleward.
This kid's just doing this to get out of fucking work, man. There's no way. I owe you a debt too, Ruja. Not once have you let me down. Thank you for saving the men of my farm. If I could ask one more favor of you, it'd be this. Tell Bateron what's happened from start to finish. I'm certain he'll put in a good word for Severin if he knew the whole story. And he's one of the few people I know who the Yellow Jackets will listen to. Well, I reckon I've asked all I probably can ask of you, lass. Safe travels. Alright. Oh, jeez. Sorry, that was a loud one. Alright, let's go, talk to Kylea and be done with it.
Time I'm doing some work on this alt to make sure that people can actually, you know.
All right, here she is. Hello. All right, now I think a lot of the things she says in here are just going to be in combat stuff, so I can take care of those.
Okay.
Oh, never mind. Here's something.
I am Forsila Kaea of Melavan's Gate. You are to cease all transactions and surrender your goods for inspection.
Nasty sneak peekers, gobby spit uplander, nosy eyes on stabby iron. Okay.
Well, fuck you too then. A predictably aggressive response. Very well, Ruja. Remember what we discussed?
I'm gonna run away now. Goodbye! Alright, here we go. Now, Ruja, execute stratagem focus fire. Strike now with all your might. Do not forget the precondition. Adjust your tactics accordingly. Ruja, switch to combat pattern 2538, evasive maneuvers. She do kind of be spitting facts, though. An excellent decision. Hey, how come she gets to have bio still? Your combat style gives me an idea. I must formulate a new tactic. The battlefield is yours. Oh, she actually did leave. Well, sure. Alright. What's next, lady?
Nicely done. Adaptation, improvisation. I might have been observing our beloved guildmaster himself in action. This was the perfect example of how strategy for a given task should be tailored to the abilities of the assessor. In other words, before you begin formulating your tactics, it is necessary to fully understand your own strengths and weaknesses. On that note, there's another question I would ask you. When it comes to improving the probable success of a strategy, do you consider it more effective to concentrate on playing to your strengths or shoring up your weaknesses?
Now, I think that our girl here is more about enhancing her own strengths. I think she generally likes to stay away from her weaknesses as much as possible. Because she's a little...
Style as a tactician is cover the weaknesses.
Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing. In the backstory I've written for Ruja, she's kind of a huge crybaby.
Yeah.
So I would say she likes to enhance her strengths.
So again, you respond as the guildmaster once did. I must revise the probability for your potential to attain greatness to 97%. You are one to keep an eye on, that much is certain. But to return to the subject of battle plans, your calculations must include an accurate assessment of your available techniques and their relative effectiveness. This requires you to be critically aware of your own limits, the limits of your allies, and the characteristics of your enemies. Don't go using fire on a fire sprite, you absolute buffoon.
Yeah, if only that was a mechanic.
Covers everything for today. Please return to the guild and make your report to Mistress Goodgrowing. Until we next meet.
One more line.
I shall abide here until the Yellow Jackets arrive to take the peddlers into custody. My strategies will keep me company.
My sister and Heidelin, where is your carbuncle?
He's sleeping. Assuming precondition C of the execution of combat maneuver B would impact scenario A in a manner which I would precipitate. Okay, she's in her own world.
Yep.
Alright, let's go turn that sucker in. And then talk to Betaron and then call it a night. All in all, this was a pretty good stream.
Yeah.
Ah, so that choice doesn't matter. She'll always respond. That's what the Guildmaster said as well. That is correct. Oh god, somebody's playing bard music. Get me out of here. I like to imagine that the Guildmaster tells different things to different people, so whenever they're like, ah, you responded exactly how the Guildmaster did, everybody has different answers.
Yeah.
Because he's a jackass. Back from the field, Ruja. Kylea said to contact me with a summary of events. It seems you were treated to a lecture on knowing thyself. That particularly lesson is ordinarily taught only to intermediate practitioners. Without a sufficient store of combat experience from which to draw, it is difficult to fully appreciate the profundity of such a seemingly simple truth. Nevertheless, I feel confident that you will soon be ready for a more ambitious assignment. Keep to your studies and maintain the razor's edge of your mind. One last thing, Ruja. Considering the dedication you have shown towards our discipline, I have decided to permit you leave to exploring the teachings offered by other guilds. I would suggest, however, that you first master the sciences of Arcanima. The strategic training you receive here will serve you well no matter the path you eventually choose to walk. Return to me when your reason tells you the time is right. And with that, just out of curiosity, let me see if it, nope, okay, it still wants us to wear the hempen cowl. So, we have now unlocked, the armory system, which means we can now become other classes. Of course, we're not going to be doing that for now, because we're about to end the fucking stream. But I have a couple of plans for how I'm going to actually go about doing other classes and stuff. Once we progress far enough into the story to unlock dungeons, specifically the first 3 dungeons, and therefore unlock the leveling roulette, I will probably try and get every class up to at least level 15 without doing any of the stories, other than like maybe the first mission of each. And then once we get to a point where we have enough dungeons to power level ourselves to level 30, then I will do that as much as I can. We might even just have streams specifically focused on leveling classes. But once again, we'll cross that road when we get there. For now, let's talk to Bateron. Would you like to take this last one, Otaku?
Bloody hells. Life on the farm ain't quite how I pictured it. Ah, but you needn't worry yourself over young Severin. The Yellow Jacket as hands out the punishments is a good mate of mine. If I ask him nice, I reckon he'd be willing to commute the lad's sentence from Angan to Keelholm, kindly gent that he is. Ah, I'm only jesting with you. I'll see he's treated fair.
One more.
Now it sounds to me like you've done everything old Sterwin asked you and more, justifying me generous finder's fee in the process. Much obliged, lass. Oh, and apparently Papalimo and Ida interrogate you if you're starting in Britannia, so...
That makes sense.
As for a reward, well, she's a lonely lady, this German wench of mine. How do you fancy keeping her company for a spell? With free room and board?
Poggers!
Venturing's a trying business, after all. Them as don't rest their bones every now and again tend to end up with broken ones. And take it from me, fighting ain't nearly so much fun when you're nursing a shattered arm. Well, that, good. There'll always be a free bed for you, so make use of it.
In rooms, now available.
Not that you'll have much time for lying around, what with all the laves you'll be doing. Oh, didn't I mention? I'm putting your name down for laves. Our guild draws all manner of clients, offering all manner of odd jobs. Honestly, you'd be amazed how much folk will pay to avoid doing an honest day's labor. Just give Tmokri a shout whenever you feel like making a few extra gil. She'll always have some task or other for you to do.
Guild Laves, now available.
Oh, and it's all above board in case you're wondering. We're careful to stay on the Admiral's right side in here, unlike some pirates I can mention. I tell you, if it turns out they had aught to do with them kidnappings, there'll be 7 hells to pay. A proper bleeding reckoning. Oh, hey! Surrounded by tree ants. Great.
Fun!
Man, that's what Limsa needs, though. On rough seas, sometimes you have to rock the boat to ride it. But we'll have time for such talk when you're well invested. Until then, enjoy the wench's hospitality.
We did it.
Yay!
You now have access to recommendations. Who cares? La 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 la, level 15.
Nice.
We did it. Alright, and with that, let's tuck our girl into bed. She's sneepy. She needs to sneep. Alright, well everybody, I am going to cut the stream short here, but thank you all very much for joining me. Otaku, thank you very much for coming to help me read. I can tell you right now, my voice definitely does not feel as horribly fucked up as it did the last time I did this. How are you feeling?
Thank you for having me. I'm feeling alright.
Good to hear. Alright, in that case, I will see you guys later. A goodbye.